Is your microphone actually on this time?
It's on. Apologies for last week, everyone. Some audio technical issues on my behalf.
I had to edit it.
Yeah, Zach.
So it's like the worst case scenario.
Yeah, that's why you might have seen some stories of Zach having a meltdown. It was because my microphone didn't turn on. So anyone that thought I had a bee stuck up my nose last week, that's why.
Oh, I think that's pretty standard.
Yeah. Well, I have had hay fever for what is now 7 weeks running.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, we got through it. We did only have 2 complaints maybe. So for the most part, pretty good, I think.
AI's a beauty.
It is. It's pretty good. It's a beautiful thing.
All right, team, joining us in the Largo studio. A bit of a change since last time you were here. Mikey, welcome.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Yeah, you guys have upgraded. It's good to see. The boys are killing it, and yeah, frothing to be back on a year later and chat a bit of shit with you lads about a bit of professional surfing. It's been a lot of good stuff going on. So yeah, I'm frothing to elaborate with you boys.
Absolutely. This last week's been a massive one for Oz Surfing and one of your good mates, but we'll get to that. The reason we've got young Mike on here as well is because 2024 Snapper Rocks champion. We obviously do our best at analysing the draw and what we think is going to happen, but when you have access to a past winner of an event, you take it.
And as well, good mates with GP.
Yes.
Well, you've just spent a year with him pretty much, eh?
Yeah,
Pretty much inside his pants.
The past 3 years. Yeah. So yeah,
You might be able to give us a few inside scoops on what he's thinking.
Talk us through your weekend, but what did you
Oh,
get
yeah,
up to?
put the rashy back on, boys.
it's good to see. It's always good to see you make a return.
I actually had fun. I think I had fun because it was like a serious, non-serious event. Yeah, like it's not like a pro junior or a QS or whatever. Not even a Lee bar. I feel like Lee bar's even serious these days. We've got pretty stacked heat draws. But yeah, went down to the Alto Pro. That was really fun. It's like a 2000s inspired surf comp. Glass in fins. Had to be a 6'2" or bigger, 18 3/8 by like 2. Some of the boards, like, I reckon if you did an aggressive enough float, it'd probably snap in half.
Yeah.
That was really fun. Man, pretty stacked.
Very banana-y.
Super banana-y. And Darcy Crumb even said to me, he's like, dude, if you nosedive that board, there's something wrong with you. It had so much rocker.
Yeah.
I swear on my life, first wave nosedive.
Did ya?
Yeah. And he was like, I fucking knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
It was like I was manifesting.
Yeah,
And the waves look
cool.
fun too. It looked like it was like
Waves
pretty
look
fun.
cooking.
Yeah.
Like, not cooking, but like fun.
Where was it?
Bungan Beach.
Bungan.
Had to pretty well Google where that is.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, going to Sydney for a surf comp. You're like, yeah, where is it? Like Bungan? You're like, oh, where the fuck is that?
I think Bungan's probably like one of the better waves in the northern beaches, I reckon. Like better beach breaks.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
it's actually pretty underground. So I don't know if we're absolutely blowing the lid off it right now, but who gives a fuck at Sydney? There's 1,000 fucking people surfing every 5 minutes and you probably won't get a car park at Bungan.
Yeah, and they absolutely hate coming here and surfing here too, don't they?
Yeah, they take all our waves up here. Nah, I'm only joking.
A few big scores from you, but I noticed.
Well, I'm not sure the credentials that the judging panel held, but sure, I'll take a few big scores.
Because it was like a leaderboard type setup, right? So it was like everyone served the heat, but whoever had the highest heat totals at the end made it to the final. And I think you needed like 14 points or something to get in. And you got in.
I
Made
got
the
in.
final.
Yeah, I made the final. I think the final was pretty stacked too. It was Sol Grudling, Leno Smith, myself, Xavier Bryce, who else? Oh, Will Pascoe, the kid who won it, local kid. Geordie Lawler.
Big names.
I thought he won, to be honest.
Did ya?
Yep. I reckon it just looks so good on a surfboard, especially like one of those like tall, knifey looking surfboards. Full banana.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I had fun. Pretty mellow weekend too. Like I didn't blow the lid off it. Had 3 beers.
How'd you go? Did you get a bit of 2 up, mate?
No, I actually didn't. I had a few beers though and watched a couple of my mates lose them a lot of money, win it, lose it again. Yeah, it was good. It was good fun.
That was me.
I've never experienced an Anzac Day at the bowler either, so I'm usually away. The last few years have been away, so this year I had nothing on.
It's like bigger than
Take advantage of it. Yeah, it was cool.
She huge.
Sick.
I did the responsible thing. I missed
It was a
2
good
up.
day.
Missed out. I was working, so I made up for it. I went on the pokies afterwards, as every responsible person does. And
Yeah, where the odds are so much shitter.
correct, indeed.
And you're trying to tell me that they're better.
They're definitely not better. But you can win more. But let's not worry about that now. Well, let's get into Margies. There's a bit to go through here. We've left you guys at the quarterfinals, I believe,
Yeah.
last week. Since then, a lot has transpired. Zach, you've got some notes here. Did you have anything to start us off with?
Well, it's all GP, really.
It is, isn't it?
Do we even bother touching on anyone else except for GP? Fresh off a pretty good result. 9th, I believe.
Oh, I thought you meant his Margie's result was pretty good. I'm like, yeah, pretty good.
No, I was just talking about the momentum going into it.
Yep.
What do you think, Mikey? Like, momentum, does it play a big role, or is it kind of like a curse because you're thinking, I've got to back it up?
No, I think it's a pretty big role. I mean, he had that great heat against Ethan down at Bells.
The rematch from the other year where he...
Yeah, and even, you saw how good he started against Miguel in that round of 16 heat. He had like 3 sevens in like 10 minutes, and he just looked so switched on.
Yeah.
It was a bummer to see him lose that heat, but I think he would have taken so much confidence even with that loss, how good he was surfing and the numbers he was putting up, how easily he was getting those numbers. I reckon he would have taken a lot of confidence and it's showed it. For sure.
On waves as well that weren't that good. Like he was kind of not picking the best waves in that heat, still getting sevens. And to be fair, like I think we touched on it. We probably both thought he was going to win the heat anyway.
Yeah.
And then Miguel showed that he's actually got a bit more left in the tank than
100%.
we originally thought. But that getting through that one, not getting through that one, probably still a bit of fire in the belly heading into Mars and knowing that I'm surfing good enough if I put myself on the right waves. And
Well, I know so because we'll actually insert this into this episode. I caught up with Timmy Mack, his coach, last night.
Yes.
Had a quick little 15-minute over the phone, and he he gave us a bit of an insight into what George has been thinking and what his plan is moving into Snapper as well now that the Mugs event is done.
Yep.
Hold out for that. We'll put that at the end of this little section, I think.
Absolutely. We'll start with, let's go quickly in the lays. We're not going to go into heaps of detail here. Just read out, there was a few big upsets in this quarterfinal round. Waves, not amazing. Started off, obviously we had about a week's worth of lay days. There was a few in there. Then we roll out to, again, sub-optimal Margaret main break that, didn't look appealing to anyone. We have Gabby Bryan, Soil Limbad, first heat of the day. My power surfer. I was very worried at this point because I thought you were closer to me than what you were in the fantasy stakes, but Sawyer gets the job done there. Pretty sloppy heat all around, not too much to go into. Caroline Marks gets studded by Lakey Peterson, another upset. Molly Picklum goes down to Luana Silva.
That's huge.
Is just mega. To be fair, I can't remember if we did this at Bells. Obviously, pretty decent result there for her too, but we'd probably do her a bit of an apology. I don't know. She's just friggin' killing it at the moment.
Luana seems to find herself in really good waves. Every heat. It seems like she's always on 2 bombs.
Yeah. She's putting smart surfing together. It's almost like a page out of Sally's book. Like, is Sally the best surfer on the tour? No. Is Luana the best surfer on the tour? No. But they just put it together.
Yeah, it just seems like after watching a few consecutive of her heats, even the ones that she's losing, it seems like she's still on 2 pretty good waves. And I think how tough that second last day of Margie's was to get on 2 bombs like she did against Molly.
100%. Yeah. And she's pretty good at... She never really breaks into that excellent range, but she's pretty good at finishing her waves off.
Yeah,
and clocking a few 6s or 7s and getting through heats that way. Molly had sort of nearly 12 points in that heat, which maybe she thought might have been enough to get Luana done, but no, Luana cracked it. And then in the last heat of the round, Katie Simmers takes down Carissa Moore, which was easily the best heat of the round.
That's where my fantasy wheels fell off, and I start to think about punishments already.
Yeah, Katie only took off in 2 waves in that heat, a 6 and an 8.5. So pretty smart heat against what is a multiple world champion who is on the return, and she's looking better again, I feel here.
Was this the heat where it looked like Katie was actually throwing a bit into the last section?
Was
that the one where she got a really good score and she pushed quite hard on?
She did. It was more like, I feel like the drama of the turn. Did you see the 8.5? Yeah. It was like the dramatics of it was what made the score. It wasn't so much how good the turn was.
Yeah, I think that's a massive factor at Margie's main break as well. That end section's so heavy, and I feel like the turn can be not that great, but if it's it looks exciting, then
Yeah,
I
just
call
judges really
I
get
call
pretty
that
telly
the
over it.
Jacko Baker effect. Do you know when he does like a floater and then he gets real down,
Yeah.
like nice and low,
Yeah.
and then like stands up with the chest?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
reckon that's
And they love it. They
fucking
seem to love
works.
it. And if
It works.
you can unlock that cheat code, then fucking why not?
100%.
And you also had a wild card in a Margate as well. You took down some pretty big names there, right?
Yeah.
Who'd you beat? You had Jow, didn't you? Did you have Jow? And...
Yeah. I had Jow and Geordie in my first heat. In my second heat, I had Ian Gentile and Alejo, and then I had Yargo.
And was that the year you had Griff at the
And then I
box?
had Griffin in the box. Yeah.
the Griff
Yeah.
effect.
Can we just jump in there? What's your experience at this wave? Do you like it? Be honest.
I'll be completely honest with you. Before last year, when I got the wild card into Margie's, I hadn't surfed it that much. I had surfed it a few times when I was quite young, and then, you know what? Like I think I had some really good free surfs. I went there quite early before everyone got there, and like seemed to kind of find quite a love for the wave because we got pretty lucky. It was pretty pumping for like 2 weeks straight. Only really a couple of tricky days in there, and then the first day of the comp was like that perfect size, 4 to 6 foot, and really nice on the right. And then, the second day was like the scariest waves I've ever seen. And then I hated the box. So I think I kind of had it all. Yeah, I kind of enjoy it. I think Margie's it's a tough wave, but I think when the angle's right in it, it's pretty rippable.
Yeah.
Well, you can do
And I
it.
think you'll hear a lot of the guys say that, like too. Like it's actually a pretty sick wave.
Yeah, no wonder because you've got a forehand wrap on fucking lock.
But yeah, no.
All right, men's quarters. Get into those now. This is where like few bigger heat totals start to pop up. We have Sammy Pupo against Joel Vaughan. This heat, it almost felt like Sammy had it pretty well won from early on. Even though Joel got one at the end that was a high 7, which was I think definitely the best wave of the heat, but Sammy kind of had full control at that point.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I don't think it justified Sammy's dominance in that heat.
Nah, not at all. 6.5 and a 7.5 for Sammy. Just really finding the better waves and
Yeah.
that front side wrap on him. Like we've known, obviously he's always had it, but it just seems like for whatever reason this year he's unlocking it a little bit more. And in this heat particularly, like super dominant as you said, Mike. Did you catch that one, Zach?
No.
Didn't watch that one.
I
Well,
was too busy putting heats together myself.
yeah, right.
And I was in a rashy with nipple rash by 10 a.m.
Too busy getting your own 7s. But yeah, Sammy gets that one done. Joel, a good result nonetheless here for him though. Quarterfinal, take that.
Yeah.
Heat 2, Crosby versus Medina. This is just pretty much the chess master just friggin' doing what he does. I mean,
Fuck, he looks good.
Yeah.
We had that episode like 4 episodes ago how we said we're not sure this could be like an absolute heater of a year or it's going to be an absolute melt. Safe to say it's going to be a heater.
yeah. Well, how scary is he looking with that number 1 on his back?
I've never seen someone so fluid.
Yeah.
It's just no boggles. There's no like double bottom turn. There's no nothing. It's just sets the rail.
He's destroying it, eh?
Just
It's like
fucking-
like demolition jobs.
He's literally got
On the
super fluid
lips.
to the board.
How early he's turning.
How's
It's
it?
just like the spray he's sending is just
It's
second to
fucked
none.
up.
And like his board looks unbelievable.
I
It
know.
looks unbelievable.
And he's chopping and changing boards.
Yeah.
Like he's probably, I don't care. I just got out and fucking rip bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I
like
think that gives him just a little more more dangerous edge too, to be honest. Because like, think about the refreshments he's getting hopping on the CIs and back to his Cabiancas and
Yeah.
that would
whatever
wig
seems
most
just-
people out. It'd wig me out. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, I don't know what board to ride. And then
Yeah.
like, you've got all the other external pressures, and he's just, I don't know. It looks like he's just enjoying it. Hey,
Yeah, he does.
So,
I think he's frothing to be back.
Yeah.
he's got a new misso, no sponsor, back on the tour. I reckon he's best time of his life right now.
He just
Yeah.
has so much variety, I find, on his backhand too. Like, there's not many people, if anyone, that has that much turn selection when they get to the lip. He has so, like you said, he hits it early and he
Yeah.
either lets the fins free or he carves it down. And
Yeah.
he's just got, it's so hard to keep it a fresh approach on your backhand. I think that's where Italo gets a little bit stuck. Like, his backhand's incredible, but it's always the same turn every time. He's got that
Yeah.
big snap and then he's got that carve down. But
It's a
Gabby
pretty
has
nice turn though.
it's a pretty sick turn, but Gabby has just the biggest variety.
I
of
don't think
turns.
anyone on their backhand's got the ability to change the last second their turn
No.
like Gabby.
It's crazy, eh?
Yeah. And sometimes it looks a little unique and sometimes it just it can look a little weird, but
Yeah.
it just goes to show you just can overpower it and just change angles so quickly. And
100%. He's
Yeah.
he's unique in that point.
yeah, it's definitely unique.
Then we get to GP and Yago. So this is the first of the giant killing spree.
This is where
He took down Philippe.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he did.
Sorry. Yeah.
We'll get to the run through after, but
Yeah.
we'll go through who he took down when we finish up.
Yeah.
But I don't think Timmy Mack had nails after Slun.
No. Look.
He would have chewed it down to the store.
So he did this a bit. This event kept everyone guessing, and it was a wild heat from the get go. Yago had the 7, which was pretty imposing at the beginning because it was like George. He kind of had a few mid 5s, but just with Yago having that highest score there, you always know he's a world champ. He's probably going to find a second wave at some point in this heat. As it turns out, George was requiring, I think, a mid 5 by the end of the heat. I think it was a 5-5 or something like that. Wave comes to George. He takes it. It looks like an insider. The clock's counting down. You're going like, oh, there's nothing coming. Like he's screwed here.
Yeah.
And then just that one little wave pops up, and it doesn't look like much. And he gets into it, and then it's just had the cleanest face on it.
Yeah, you could kind of tell the way it was moving in that it was going to be quite a clean wave.
Yeah.
I think.
Which is so rare out there. It's full of fucking potholes, that wave.
Yeah,
100%.
especially when it's that turbulent like that on a day like.
Well, I think as well, that might have been the key to George's success throughout this event. He seemed to be picking the waves that maybe crew were letting go or maybe weren't identifying, but they didn't look that good off the takeoff. They might have had a bit of foam in it from the wave previous, but then once they got to the actual part of the wave that you want to start surfing, like it was standing up really well.
I think like a big thing tonight was like the waves didn't look that good. The waves that he was getting, some of the waves that he turned the heats on, but I feel like he tapped into using like his ability and his strength as good as anyone. Like his speed, the way he can come around a section if he takes off deeper.
Yeah.
To actually like still get to that first turn, I think was like a big factor for him.
It's like a slingshot almost.
Yeah.
Just comes around, just wraps it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of double bottom turns, but his are so fucking visual.
Just like the 2 palm.
It's like a 2-part bottom turn, yeah. It's usually frowned upon in like coaching.
Well, I didn't even notice it. That's what
his can stay.
Yeah.
His can stay. And I reckon he's Taylor Knox reincarnated.
Well, and this is that final exchange. Like he gets this wave 5 seconds on the clock. He goes into the wave thinking he needs about a mid 5.
Yeah.
Memory. He then takes off. Yago goes to the left because he has second priority. So they both actually get a wave on this. And it kind of goes to show the world class or world title class of Yago Dora getting a left and still managing a score on it. He turns it into a 6.
You need to better a 4 something.
4.17 he had to better, which in the end left George needing a 7.57. He didn't know this, or a 7.5 flat, sorry. He didn't know this. Surfs it up, probably like Mike said, probably not a 7.5 wave, but he surfed it to that, and comes in with a 7.57, which is just enough, 0.07.
I think it could have been freaking a point higher, to be honest, the way he surfed it.
To me,
the surfing that was going down earlier in those heats.
They had the decision at the end, and it was like, to me, it always felt like George was going to make the heat.
Yeah.
No matter what score came in, it was like whether it was an 8, whether it was a 7.57, like you just felt like George was going to get the win there.
Yeah, I don't reckon those 2 last waves were in 2 points of each other.
No, I actually agree with that.
I thought the 6 was high for you.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, gets it done there. 0.07 into the semifinals there for Georgie. Quarterfinal heat 4, Ferreira versus Ewing. Mike, you can probably talk to us a bit more than us. Ewing, he hasn't really clicked in this year yet. A few low scores just across the board, like never cracking into that 15 plus heat total yet, which he kind of does quite frequently.
He used to live in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sneeze
He'd
and
just
fart
come around so
heat.
easy for him. I still think it does. I just think, man, it's been a tricky start of the season forecast wise, and I think you heard Heath say it in one of his interviews at Margie. He's like, the forecast was so tricky at Bells, and it seemed like for a lot of crew, it just seemed like it was a struggle to click into any sort of gear. But man, I think if this is his start, that's it's still out of quarters, and it's a so-called slow start for him, I think, and probably watch out at Snapper, because I think something big's probably coming.
Yeah, he's unfortunately in that category where if someone, when they achieve such good results for so long, 6 years on tour this year, something like that,
Ethan?
Yeah.
It'd be,
Be around that.
Yep.
When they start to have a little bit of a dip in performance, which is still so good, like if you zoom out and look at the tour as a whole, you start to feel bad for these crew because then they start to get people like me and you on the podcast talking about them going how shit they're going, but they're actually doing
I think everyone
a
though.
great job.
I think everyone in the surfing world and surfing fans judge Ethan by how fucking dominant he is on a right hand point
Yeah.
with Snapper and Bells and Margies, where he's had some of the highest heat totals anyone's ever put out up there and done some of the best surfing anyone's ever seen out those waves. I think it's quick for people are quick to judge, and I think their standard is just so fucking high for him out there.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help when Stab in the Dark
Yeah.
comes out at the same time, and it is by like episode 1 was probably the best surfing ever done on a fucking polyurethane surfboard.
Yeah,
Incredible.
So I think he'll click in the gear at Snapper. I think he's on his way to a big result.
He's set the bar so high for himself, hasn't he? Like he's
Yeah.
put in some of the craziest surfing we've seen. Like I think we were asked a question before the event, like who's going to be the closest to a John like performance at Margie's, and we both just went it was Ethan. Like he's the only one that's capable of doing a turn, like maybe not equal to John, but probably not far off it at Margie's.
Yeah, I think it's some of those turns that he was doing. Maybe I think it was a wave like 2 years ago, maybe when he got like close to a 10 his first day. That was
Ethan.
Pretty ridiculous. Yeah.
He's insane. He's probably the closest we could have got in this draw to John. And as you touched on, Mike, probably the forecast wasn't in his favour. With maybe some cleaner face, we might have seen him rip in a little bit more. And even if he could have got himself into finals day, maybe we might have seen him come out of his skin a little bit because the waves did clean up.
For sure. I just think it's seemed to me that it's just been such a tricky year for Wave so far. I mean, it's only been 2 events. It just seems like crew are just struggling to kind of find the rhythm and clicking their gear. I mean, some heats have been pretty terrible, like
100%.
So
it's been bad, and
it's been some bad waves.
More focus on wave selection than talent.
Yeah,
would you say? Like, I don't want to take it away from GP or Miggy. Obviously, everyone's super talented. Everyone deserves to be there, but when the waves have been pretty horrendous, it does make it hard to give it a fair comparison wave by wave.
Yep.
So maybe that's what we're seeing, and hopefully looking like Snapper's going to maybe end that streak.
Yes, we'll get to
which
that.
We'll get into that.
Unfortunate for us, but we'll talk about that soon.
Yeah.
They then, from memory, they called the day off here, right? They finished after the men's quarters.
No idea.
No, they ran the girls' quarters too.
Well,
right?
yeah, so girls' quarters into men's quarters, then they call it for the day, and then we come back on the what day do they finish?
Sunday.
Sunday for finals.
They did exactly what we said they should do.
Yeah.
Someone is listening to us.
Yeah.
So definitely not. But what we mean by that is run a half day and then run a half day.
Did you see how cool it was yesterday?
No, that's 2 events in a row. I probably don't want to know either.
Like 10 foot and just as good as I saw a photo. Look, I was pumping.
Oh God, that's 2 events in a row because Bell's Winky the next day was big and clean. So that's heartbreaking that they've just been absolutely, I don't know, something.
They've been stitched up. Let's get into the semi-finals now. So we come back. The waves are probably, I think day 1 was the best day of the window, right? But then this was probably the second best day. We had some clean offshore winds. The swell had dropped fairly significantly, but there was still enough size there to get through going.
Yeah, I think the angle of the swell looked pretty good on Sunday. It looked like it was pretty rippable.
Yeah. We start off Lakey Peterson, Soil Inblad, a very different semi-final just in general to what we've been used to. But yeah, Lakey Peterson, Soil Inblad starting us off. This heat, again, there's not much to touch on here. It's very, very meat and potatoes. Lakey just got her 2 6s as she does and gets through that one. The second heat was a bit more of a surprise. Luana surpasses Katie Simmers in this one to make the final. To be fair, she surfed really good. This is maybe as good as I've seen her surf in Arashi, Luana. I know she's had the big result at Bells, but she looked really solid in this heat. Her boards looked quite good, and she was finishing waves. Katie had a 7.83, and you kind of just thought, oh, she's going to get this backup score eventually, and it just never happened for her. Luana just 2 7s. I think in terms of head-to-head stats, they're 3 apiece. This is kind of like a bit of a trend with her. She's 2 apiece with Molly, so they both won 2 each, and 3 each with Katie. So, I mean, we kind of, for all the sort of negative things we've had to say about her, she matches it with some of the world's best. then on the men's side of the draw, we had Semi Pupo up against Gabriel Medina. And like this again, the Grandmaster, Gabriel Medina, he just gets it done. Semi starts off with a 4.67, and then Gabby's sort of surfing underneath prior, and then Sammy just for some reason lets him go a wave under his priority, and I feel like I kind of know why, and maybe you can speak on this, Mike, having surfed there. It didn't look like an amazing wave for a frontsider out there. It seemed like for a backhander, he was able to fit those two really good turns in and sort of like third check snap at the end, but on your front side, you're probably limited to cutties on that particular wave. But yeah, Sammy let it go nonetheless, and Medina drops a 7 on that thing.
Yeah, 100%. I think the way it was like smaller, and I think it was just like a little bit tighter, and you saw the way Medina's whole of them was just sort of coming around and just like turning so deep in the pocket and just sending so much spray.
Yeah.
I think Medina wasn't really putting a price on a wave.
He wasn't, eh?
The whole event, he was just kind of backing his ability and how big his fucking turns looked.
He was pretty hungry, wouldn't he?
He was
kind of acting like Italo in a way, like just having a sniff at a bunch of stuff.
Well, like his first two waves, 2.67, 0.23.
Yeah.
And it just speaks that he tends to like a quick start in his heats. He always likes to have a first wave, or at least a look at it.
He likes a quick start, but he doesn't dribble much. Like, he doesn't just take off on anything willy-nilly.
Well, look, in this heat, 1, 2, 3, 4, he had 5 waves less than a 3.
Yeah.
Which probably, he likes a high wave count. But when you saw him get that 7 under prior, you kind of just saw, oh, God, Sammy's going to maybe have a bit of a melt here. Turns out he didn't. He waits for priority for the next best wave, gets an 8.67, which he hammered, by the way. That thing was incredible. Pulling out that front side hack again that did him so well through bells and into here now.
I liked the release of it when he's pretty well riding fakie.
Yeah.
And then as the wave starts to like pick him up, he kind of pivots right at the perfect time, and it just looks so clean. Like, when you're riding fakie like that, you can only hold it for a second longer and you start to get in trouble. But his timing on it, so perfect.
Incredible. The only issue here is, and as someone who does a fair few heats yourself, Mike, just when you get an 8.67 and then your competitors on the one behind it doing pretty much just the same as what you did, it's got to be pretty heavy, especially when you know, for Sammy at this point, this was his first good wave of the heat. Medina already had one. So he's pulling off this thing going, oh, crap, like, oh, I've just smashed this thing. That's beautiful. And then you turn around and see Medina doing 2 huge backhand.
Yeah, 100%, especially on a day like Sunday where it was quite slow. It seems like there's only 1 or 2 pretty good sets throughout the whole heat, really.
Yeah, and he ended up needing, something in that sort of 7, high 6 range at the end of the heat. Didn't come. Gabby just surfing the conditions as well as you can and didn't have the highest score of the heat, but gets it done. Then we move into heat 2, where Georgie gets going again against Italo. So this one, I think, was it a wave let go by Italo, or there was some kind of error here from memory?
There was a couple moments where this could have gone either way. George nearly decapitating Italo was one of them. And kind of looked like George trying to ask the question of whether there was a paddling interference that could have been, put on Italo.
Yep.
But yeah, there was a wave where George didn't have to go.
Yes.
And then it kind of opened the door for Italo, but Italo unable to capitalise on it.
Yeah. And it felt to me, Italo maybe had, unless he found a really good wave in this heat, he'd kind of maxed out what he could score. I thought, like, obviously he's a freak. You tend to look for him more on beachy waves where he can do a huge pun or something. Here, his backhand isn't as good as what we've seen from Medina. Some of the other guys in the draw, Yago as well. When you're comparing the two, especially coming out of a Medina heat where he goes nuts and then Italo comes out, there's such a stark difference in the two surfers. Italo would have had to go above and beyond here. And you just felt like if George got that one wave in the heat, he was going to probably mince it and win.
Score him.
And that's exactly what happened. George finds a really good wave, gets 7.33, and he beats Italo by a point.
I thought Italo's timing was a little off at times.
Yeah.
There was one of the end section turns where he'd done a good turn before it.
Mm-hmm.
And if that last turn threw a bit of spray and he got there a bit earlier, it probably would have been excellent.
I think he wasn't getting scored as good as he was in the first few rounds, just because I just think it got a bit repetitive for him. And I don't know whether he knew that he had to go to that next level and change it up a bit, and that put him off a little bit, but it just seemed like he got a little bit jerky. Hey, like he just
Yeah, exactly.
was kind of running out of answers, I thought, and GP just looked like he was just excelling.
And then, like what you were saying, Margs is in that place where he can just go, all right, next wave I'm going to take off on one with way too much wall, and do a couple punts and go for a big, helicopter out in the flats. It's pretty well.
Unless you're Griffin.
Unless you're Griffin. Like, I'm not saying you can't do it there, but it's not like a beach break or snapper or something.
And it seems like a way of giving it is that sort of bit of a reef break as well. You don't always, it might look like it's going to have a good section, but then you get down the line and then there's a step in it, or there's like,
It's so unpredictable.
You don't know. Is it a foamy lift? Does it go fat? It's just, it's hard. It's not like, you're at a beach and you go, this thing's 100% closing out. Bit of section here. Finals time. Ladies first. Lakey Peterson, Luana Silva. Lakey steals it on the buzzer. I think this would have been Luana's first win, right?
Yeah, she was down too. She said she was. I think she thought she had it.
Yeah, well, I thought she had it.
I think most people probably thought she had it.
And then, Lakey.
What do you think? You reckon she had it?
As soon as she got the wave, I was pretty confident that Lakey was going to win, because the turns that she did, they gave her a 5.83 earlier in the heat for one snap. And she did a turn, probably not as big, but similar to that, and then did a carve afterwards. You kind of have to just give it to her at that point. She only needed like a low 6. So
I was kind of hoping Luana would get the chockies.
I was too. I had cash on.
Solid cash on
I
Luana.
lost in the dying
The
seconds.
truth comes out.
The truth
I
does
was just
come
going to say, that was a pretty...
Here we go.
I don't know. That final was pretty lackluster, wasn't it? It wasn't.
It was.
Going on.
I think the girls did the damage earlier in the draw. They knocked all the world champs out early, and then they kind of got to the final. It was like, well, one of us is going to win here.
Lost all its steam.
Yeah, Lakey, a previous champion of the event, though, so you probably...
Thought Lakey looked pretty good throughout the whole event.
She's looked as
around
good.
it, boys. I
can't-
can't get around it. Well, I don't know why. I think it's just the way she ends her turns. It's really like aggressive and
I feel
jolty, and it's just hard to watch for me.
what I noticed with her, especially her front side wrap, is she doesn't finish it off. She kind of does the nice arc at the start, but then she kind of like cuts the last part of the turn short rather than fully wrenching the back half the turn.
Exactly right.
Seen how good she was when she first qualified?
Yeah, incredible.
And she finishing her first.
Just from memory, it was ridiculous surfing for it.
Was it for
like,
the time?
back then.
Though? Was it for the time?
I thought it
or
was pretty good.
Yeah.
Was this when Grab Rail reverses were like a lock 7?
But that's not so much what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like her raps were pretty deadly, I thought.
Yeah.
Just from memory.
I don't mean to diss on her. Obviously, dissing on the person who won is just a stupid idea. But it's just something the way she executes right at the end. It looks like, all right, I've finished the turn and I'm just going to finish it here.
Yeah.
And then like aggressively try and like
Get going to the next one.
Yeah, and it just looks a bit jolty.
It's like she's in a rush. She's like, oh, I've done the first nice part of this turn. Rather than completing this turn properly, I'm going to go into the next one.
Yeah.
And I did notice that a bit, but compared to Luana, like the surfing that heat, I think Lakey was the rightful winner at the end. No one went bananas. It was 12 points that got you the win in a CT, which is rarely the case. But
I just thought of something.
It's not about how you win.
yeah, well, that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
I
Exactly
just
right.
thought of something to help illustrate my point. If you watch a video of, say, Steph Gilmore Crusamore, and you pause at any moment of the turn, you'll find that there's not really an awkward body position.
No.
But if you pause at a moment for Lakey, in my opinion, you might find that she's just in a slightly awkward body position.
Sure. Men's final, George Pittar, Gabby Medina. To me, I don't know about you lads, but watching this, it kind of felt like Medina was in a hurry to get this one over. He sort of started, and I think he was probably dropping swell. Opportunity's been not plentiful on the day. Like, there hasn't been a heap of really good scoring waves, and I think he went, I'm going to try and get a few smaller scores on the board. If I can get 5, beautiful. He gets a 4.67 on his first one, backs up with 3.5. George just played the patience game as he did all event, and I feel like it kind of rattled Gabby from the get-go.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think
Yeah.
Gabby definitely thought he could go out and be his old school self in this final and maybe beat George by just catching a lot of waves. And it was kind of like the tale of the two strategies, really. And George stuck to his guns the whole event. And I I think that's goes to show it paid off. And
Yeah.
Gabby kind of, I think he got maybe a little bit erratic, hey?
I agree. The two smaller scores early on, you're like, oh, look, 4, 6, 7. If you back it up with an 8, suddenly you're in a bit of a sniff. But because George got the 6-1-7 on the first one, it kind of was like Gabby then had to go, all right, well, now I need to at least match that, and then probably back it up again. We get into the sort of latter stages of the heat, and a call occurs which drew a lot of attention. The priority switch of Medina. So George is on his paddle back out. It's as close as you can get really for this type of call. He makes it out the back. Medina just finishes paddling for a wave, pretty much in line with George. Medina whips it around, paddles back out the back before George, and sits down going, I've still got priority. Priority judges don't agree. They switch it, and the very next wave is the highest score of the entire event, and George finds himself on it.
It's clear as day. Gabby missed that wave.
He missed
it. Wasn't a sniff.
It wasn't though.
It was a kick and a scratch.
Yeah.
He was desperately trying to get into the wave.
Yeah.
That wasn't like, I'm just going to paddle and have a look. He was trying.
And it wasn't that. It was more George's positioning, I think. Like, obviously, if they're both out the back, first, second priority established, and Gabby does that, it's a no-brainer. But it was because George hadn't...
They didn't really show how far out George was either.
You had this weird drone angle that was like on an...
There was like parallax error, though, with that angle. It was like, it looked hard to judge exactly where they were.
Well, look no further than Chippo's comment on our post. He wrote that he was stood next to the priority board, and second priority had already been established for George when Gabby was paddling for that wave. So that's all we need to know.
Yeah, because for anyone who doesn't know, while you're paddling back out, even if there's only 2 in the heat, you don't have second priority until you're back in the lineup.
Yeah. So what did you think, Mike? You think play on?
Yeah, I think it's rare that you get a decision. If you're Gabby, it's very rare that you get a decision like that KUA.
Yeah.
100%. And like kind of goes to show what Jacob just said in his comment. I didn't really. Yeah, that's a win. No, really.
Yeah, that's
like
it.
If second priority's been established, then
that's
there you go.
It is pretty funny that there's been 2 kind of controversial decisions between an Aussie and a Brazilian, and they've both landed an Aussie way in Australia. So I reckon there's a couple of accounts out there on Instagram just pretty much, they're probably on a flight from Santiago, Chile right now.
I think it's our account getting a lot of it. Getting a lot of it.
The army's on QF25 coming in right now, just absolutely blowing up.
Yeah. George gets a 9 on this thing. For the people out there saying it should have been a 7-5, it didn't matter because he smoked Medina in this heat anyway. I don't think it should have been. I thought a 9 was justified. I think it was excellent surfing. It was basically, in my opinion, whoever got that wave probably wins the final. It was easily the best wave in the final. George capitalized on Gabby's mistake. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, Medina. Like he's very much like every heat making right decisions all the time. He gets this one wrong. Maybe a little bit rattled that the call didn't go his way. You'd see he had his hands up, similar to the Yago situation. But I think deep down he knew, like,
he was smiling.
I've stuffed this up.
He was smiling.
Yeah. And
not smiling if you're deeply pissed off.
And there's one thing to get the wave. You also have to surf it. And to surf it to a 9 is ridiculous. Like, in the final, it's probably, without doing any research whatsoever, I imagine probably George's highest score he's ever got. Has he?
Nah. The year he was a wild card.
He got a 9.5, didn't he, at Margie's?
It was a 9.9, I think.
Or was it a 9?
I think it was a 9.9.
He got a hit, didn't he?
What a crazy pit.
Yeah, right. But like, it'd be up there with one of his highest scores ever. And
for sure.
And to do it in a final against the boogeyman himself, it doesn't get much better than that. That was pretty much the final then and there, really.
It didn't seem like nothing really, like nothing of
note.
Nah, even waves or sets broke, really.
No.
I didn't have George's 9 as a 9. Just going to say it.
Okay. You're a prick, mate.
No, I don't know.
What did you have it as?
Clearly won the heat.
Yeah.
Clearly a champion. I thought Sammy Pupo's was probably better.
Right. Look.
And the only reason I bring this up is because it was actually the best wave of the event.
What was?
George's 9.
Right. I see.
That was the highest score of the event,
yeah,
to my knowledge.
Yeah, I think look, when I didn't probably think it was a 9. I didn't immediately go, that's a 9. I probably thought it was an 8 or a low 8.
I thought it was
then
8.5.
When it came in, I was like, wait, so you're going to complain about 0.5 here? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I thought it was just not as good as Sammy's.
Right. Okay. Well,
And
I think it's a few hours later, really, or whatever. However long
a few days
it
later.
was. No, like compared to Sammy's 8 in that semi.
Oh,
Medina,
right, yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
I think
You can't compare.
enough times gone where I don't think you compare. No, I don't know.
Nah. They compare. They don't compare heats, do they? They set the scale in a heat, and that's the scale. So you don't like go back to like the semi-final heat 1 here, if that makes sense.
No, and the only reason I bring that up is because that was the wave that finished the event.
Yes.
I would have thought GP would have just been claiming the fuck out of it.
yeah.
And the fact that he didn't kind of tells me that I think it went higher.
He did. He was stoked.
He gave it a little.
Not even close to comparatively in his other heats.
True, yeah. They were tended to be.
Go back and watch it. There's hardly a claim there.
I dare say, without speaking to George, he's probably going, I've still got a
think-
lot of heat to surf here.
Yeah.
As well. Like,
I think when in a moment like that where like you're potentially about to have the biggest moment of your life, like or it's in reach, I think there's a part of you that doesn't want to get too ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
for sure.
You're right. Yeah.
So I think there was still a long time to go on that heat. You could tell it was stoked, but I don't think you wanted,
And there's probably no one you'd least like to be against the Medina for that very thing to happen, because he turns it.
a big emotional claim is actually quite draining.
Yeah.
And I think, I think
it can take your mind off the prize pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't 10 seconds to go, and I'm sure it might have been different then.
Yeah, true. But I don't know. I just thought, was it the best wave ridden the entire event? Maybe not.
No, that's fair enough. That's
he pieced it together pretty well.
100%. It was just that there was a slight boggle in the second turn.
Wasn't as proper. I know what you mean. It kind of like collapsed a little.
Yeah, it wasn't executed perfectly.
But again, for the waves that
The last two, flawless.
Yeah. And it is, like Mike said, that the Sammy wave, the waves were better. There's more plentiful sets. I think we were far enough along here, dropping swell. They're probably just going that this is going to be the best wave of the heat, and that it was.
Am I angry at the result?
No.
Definitely not.
No. It's really just a real win for the good guys here. George Pittar takes it out, finds himself in second place on the leaderboard, the only Australian inside the top 10. I think Ethan Ewing just outside, maybe in 12th position or something, but it's a lot of green flags in there, and there's one little Aussie just sitting right in at second place, and it's good to see.
I think to recap this, we need a rapid fire what he had to do to get that event win.
Yeah.
Round 2 beats Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
Huge.
So let's do, so round 2 gets Toledo. Head-to-head starts with them. That's 1 apiece now.
Okay, cool.
So he goes 1-1.
And then round 3, Leo. Like, I had Leo doing really well at this event.
Yep.
I think a lot of people did.
He's
So
in
that was always going to be a tough one too.
So he goes 1-1 with Leo now. So
1-1.
in my fantasy team also was Leo.
Yep. I think a lot of people thought Leo was going to wipe the floor with a lot of crew here.
Yep.
He gets it done. Quarterfinal, Yago.
Last year's world champ. He goes 1-0 against Yago now.
Wow. That alone, most people probably tipping Yago for that one.
Yeah.
Semi-final, Italo.
1-0 against Italo.
And then final, Medina.
3-time world champ. Goes 1-0 against Medina. So he's got the
Look at
he's
that
got the
list.
jump on.
There's no harder list. I'll say it right now. There is no harder list of individuals that you have to overcome to get to win an event than that right there. And GP did it.
100%.
Worst heat total, 13.07. Worst.
Yeah.
Incredible. So it wasn't like he was just getting through, getting by.
Nah.
Kind of, lucking his way through the draw.
Yeah.
He was kind of rinsing crew. And for his efforts, 80K.
Thanks for coming. 80K US, mind you.
Was it? I think it was AUD.
No, I think it's all in US dollars, isn't it? All the prize money?
Yeah. Ah.
So that's probably what we're looking like, 120.
Is it 80? It's back to 100.
Nah, I think the first few events are 80 again. But it's still, I had a look. There's a prize. Do we have the prizes? Here we go, prizes.
Oh, yeah, it just says 80K.
80,000 US dollars.
It's all US. Yeah. Either way.
And then Albo just comes and fists you and takes half of it.
Well, it's probably 80K after tax now, like in Australian dollars, if that makes sense.
I did just want to throw in a stat for you, a juicy stat for you. 94K in earnings in what?
2 events.
4 weeks?
So he's basically grossing 50K an event.
I think I worked it out to be around $600 an hour.
That's pretty
based upon a 38-hour work week.
amazing. Yeah, and he's just braining it. There's his house deposit if he doesn't already have one. If he wants to go and set himself up somewhere, he can go and do that now.
Before we move away from GP though, like what kind of character is he before a heat? Is he like locked in? Is he kind of goofing around one of the boys, or is he someone who's going to sit in his room and take the time to get into his zone?
I think George is very like set in his own ways. Like, just watching him last year on the Challenger. Sorry, like he's like just such a good mate, and he's such a good time to be around. But when the time comes for him to lock in, and he's very set in his own ways, and I think it just goes to show how dominant he was last year. Like,
Take no prisoners.
yeah, he was looking deadly last year on the Changers, and now I think he's just gone to another level of confidence. And I think you hear him talk about it in one of his interviews after he won with Vaughan. He says how he wanted to just be confident, even if it was fake confidence. And I don't think it's fake confidence. He looks fucking deadly, and I think he's gonna be right up there the whole year.
What would you say? What's something no one would know about George? And I don't mean it in like a weird, kinky way. I'm just talking about like what's an aspect that most people wouldn't see that side of him. Is he, super locked in, or is he nutrition locked in? Like just anything. Like what did you kind of go, I wouldn't pick George to be that kind of guy?
Nothing really stands out to me. Like, he's very. One thing I sort of love about George is he's very balanced, and he's never too either side too locked in, or kind of just having fun. I think he knows when the time comes to lock in. He knows when to have fun and be with his mates, and I think that's just it's kind of goes to show his character really.
Yeah.
Should we organise a bit of a party for him while we're up there this weekend or next week for?
Does he enjoy a beer, Mike? I think that's what Zach's asking.
Oh yeah,
Loves a beer.
yeah.
What's
George
his flavour? What's he drink?
he loves Asahi's, George.
Oh, my man, premium.
Yeah, just remember, George loves an Asahi.
All right, we'll get him a box of Asahi.
He has a Mikado for his troubles.
That's
for
a
his
good drop too.
Yeah,
I like that. I like. Yeah, you can tell a lot by someone's beer choice, and that is just something.
What does that tell you about George? Tell me what.
That tells me slightly like upper class, which coming from
Here we go.
Northern Beaches.
Yeah, right.
I have to say that's
Yep.
That's something to take into consideration, but not like I drink Crown. That's like fuck off. You're a wanker.
he loves a mojito as well. Top
See,
dog choice.
Does he?
Yeah.
This is just getting better and better. So that tells me, it's like that haircut, business at the front, party at the back. That's George Pittar. Knows, and what you were saying, knows when to lock in
Yeah.
and when to let the hair down.
Yeah. I think.
It sounds like a beautiful combination.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
There you go.
Anything, Dad?
No, not really. I'll let you take those ones and run with them.
But I did ask Timmy, I said, did you have a bit of a rip in? He goes, they had a few beers after the event, but
They were
obviously
flying out that night.
they had to get on the move.
I was on
pretty quick.
FaceTime to him for a little bit, and he seemed like he was having a few beers, and yeah, man, he was stoked.
But
I
he has
think
an
they bailed that night. Yeah, I'm sure maybe
there's a
he's
little
might be
fire
saving for a little Gold Coast
maybe a
celebration
little
potentially, or
mission.
getting back down to Manly and parading around the Corso. I don't know.
Yeah.
straight to Felon's Wharf Bar.
Yeah, I know he loves felons.
I back that.
Or
Hopefully vodka pineapples.
do we organise him a similar party to when you won at Snapper?
So Fisher, do we line Fisher up for a friggin'
Well,
beach?
Fisher was supposed to be playing next week, but he cancelled. This
True.
Sunday he was
True.
supposed to be
Really?
at the goalie, and he cancelled.
True.
So that would have been the perfect hurrah.
For George,
Although
yeah.
it would have been mid-event for him.
Mid-event, so probably not.
I reckon he would have been all for it.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, the way the forecast is looking, it might be over by Sunday. It might have been the perfect one.
It could have been the perfect hurrah for George.
yeah, well, man, he's looking fucking pretty amazing on his surfboard, and who's to say he might not do the double.
B2B.
Yeah. Before we get into Snapper, though,
Let's do a rankings check, right?
you go for that.
Ladies rankings. Let's just do top 10. I'm not going through the entire tour because that will take ages. Medina. Gabriella Bryan sitting in first in the Jeep. Is it Jeep Yellow's jersey?
Yep.
Still? We're still sponsored by Jeep?
No, it is, but we might have to say GWN.
Guys, Lexus now, isn't it? Anyway, it's a yellow jersey. Lakey Peterson in second. Who would have thought that would happen? Third place, Molly Picklum. Fourth place, Luana Silva. Again, surprising. Fifth place, Caitlin Simmers. Sixth place, Izzy Nichols. Seventh, Alyssa Spencer. It's a good start for her. Eighth, Sawyer Lindblad. Ninth, Carissa. 10th, Caroline Marks.
Did well we get through that list, mate. Sounded like it was tough work.
It was. Men's rankings.
Do you want me to do men's
You can do
rankings?
men's rankings.
All right, Medina in the gold Rashi. No surprises there.
Gold Rashi with the number 1 on his back heading to snappers.
Why
Terrifying.
do you think you're allowed number 1?
I mean, why not?
Why not? Who else has had it before him? I don't think anyone's had it before
No
him.
one's probably been like.
No, I'm fairly confident you
Right.
weren't.
Yeah, I've heard that, but
You're not
like,
allowed number
why
1.
not?
I give it to him.
He took the O away, right?
Yeah, there you go. He was 10, now he's 1. He just scribbled the O out.
Oh, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I like it. But I'm fairly confident when the
Yeah.
2-0 did go
You're
to
not wrong.
numbers, you weren't allowed number 1.
But
No
it-
one.
But who's got number 2?
Yeah, that's shit.
Yeah, you would pick number 2, right?
Yeah, that's-
You're like, I'm the second best. But number 1 for him, because him coming in this year, he was wild card. He started in the open. Did he start in the opening round? Or did they seed him?
No.
in
No,
round
he
one?
was seeded.
Obviously, bit of time off tour coming in, just making the call to go, I'm going to put myself as number 1, and then by event 2, I'm going to be in the gold Rashi with a number 1 on my back.
There's only one better, which was Mikey Wright, 69.
Sure.
Which took a little bit to get over the line as well, right?
Yeah, so the only way they got that over the line was Quicksilver was founded in 1969.
Right.
And he said that, that's the meaning of the Rashi. There was no dinner for 2. Nothing to do with dinner for 2. Second place, George Pittar. Fuck, that looks good up there.
Does
Fucking
that.
oath it does.
Happy. It just breaks up the green and yellow flags. Unfortunately, the green and yellow flag, not unfortunately, they're fucking ripping. Miggy Pupo in 3rd, Yaga Dora in 4th, Sammy Pupo in 5th.
How's the
The
Pupo brothers?
Pupos. The
Sick.
Mig Welder and Sammy Pupo in 5th. Griffin in 6th, Italo 7th.
Fuck,
8th.
it's good to see Sammy finally clicking into gear, isn't it?
It's so
I
good.
can't pick
And that's
fancy.
not. So I shouldn't say that, but like finally clicking into gear. It's good to see him just to start belong where he is. Like, starting to be where he belongs. Like,
Yeah. Well, is it because you dusted him? He hasn't been able to recover since.
I just think
Literally, since you dusted him, I don't think he's been able to put a heat together.
He's finally come.
no, I don't know. I think
The surfing
it was always going to come, and I think there's a lot of contributing factors. Like, he looks insane, and I don't know. He's got a full year on tour now. Like, think about the last few years. Everyone's had to think about the cut. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, it must be good. Just getting on there and going, I've got 11 events.
Yep.
Like, I'm going for it.
And for him now, sitting in 5th place after 2 events, he's had a 5th place and a 3rd place. So he's got the rest of this season now to pretty much relax because he's already got 2 results on the board. That's
Has he got a 5th and a 3rd?
5th and a 3rd, yeah,
Wow.
quarters and a semi-final. So he now is in cruise control, really.
Yeah.
So it might see even better surfing come out of him. You know, I've like Snapper. Since the lads in the background there, we went and watched him surf a wave at Snapper recently, and it was like as good as I've ever seen a wave put together at Snapper. And that was before the season started, and we were just like, from that moment, he's
coming into his best event of the year, probably.
You'd think so, right? Where did we get to? Sorry, did we get to the end?
Kanoa.
Kanoa.
in 8th, Leo's in 9th, and Crosby is in 10th.
Have we ever
And,
seen 2 sets of siblings in the top 10 before? Has that happened?
You'd have to think it'd be Bruce, Andy, and then CJ, and Damo.
Would they have been in the top 10 at the
I
same
don't know.
time?
Potentially.
Potentially. It would take many
I'm not
hours
going
to
to do the
find
research,
that out.
but
One notable out of that, though, Jack Robinson, 21st.
yep,
That's pretty shocking.
it's shocking.
Ethan Ewing out of the top 10, as well as
13th. Joel Vaughan is our second best Australian at the moment.
yeah, and
Huge.
another notable
They are
Toledo
tying though.
at 14th.
Yeah, but wait for Snapper to start.
Was he just cooking?
I think he's. It could very well, if they're on different sides of the draw, it could very well be a fully semi-final. Sammy's pretty much the protege of Philippe He's like the carbon copy of him.
Pretty
maybe,
much.
Are they on the same side as the
I
pillar?
don't know, but if they're not, it could be dangerous for everyone.
Let's move into fantasy.
Yeah,
We've got to give a few chockies where chockies are due. Do you play fantasy?
No, I try to rope him into our one.
I made an account last night just so I could maybe have a look at like the tiers.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that wasn't up yet, so
and it's
I don't
still
know.
not up.
And even if you started now, you could probably start beating me already because I'm coming
You could
2000.
nearly beat Zach on one event. Like he's had 2 events, and I reckon you could. If you did good enough.
Okay, so the Largo Podcast League. Let's have a quick look at this one. And the winner of that was straight tens.
Reach out.
638 points.
$300 Motorino have given us $300 voucher for every event this year.
Yep.
So if you win
If you're not sure what Motorino is, look at Finley's hat, look at Finley's shirt. Motorino.
everything, I pretty much exclusively wear their gear, but it's amazing, and you're going to get yourself a $300 voucher if you win. The
Season to date, let's have a quick look.
the guy needs to reach out because obviously fantasy we don't have a name or anything. We just have straight 10. So like, reach out, DM us with proof of your team. If not, are we just giving it to second place?
Yep.
We'll just go down until we find someone.
Yep.
But yeah, you're going to want to have this.
Give us, I reckon we give him 4 days to reach
Okay.
out.
Yeah. You got until Snapper starts.
Yep.
How about that?
Now, season to date, 2 events in,
Mm.
and it is Shero winning so far.
He did good last year too.
Yeah,
He's
so
a little
Shero-
fantasy wizard.
1,238 points. Second place is Reese. If that's Reese Tatum, I'm going to eat my hat.
How's it spelled?
The same.
Okay.
It's just Reese. There's no other last name, no nothing. He's about 15 points behind as well.
I think he goes under Lennox Coastal Plumbing. I think that's his second one fantasy.
Shout out to him then.
Oh, we'll have to give him a free shout out
Need
there
any
anyway.
climbing work done around the Northern Rivers, hit him up.
All right. Overall rankings for the Largo Podcast League, we have Shero winning thus far.
A little fantasy ninja. Just last year did really well. I think probably top 5 or top 10 last year.
Yep.
He's sitting in first place again. And what does first place get this year, Zach? We had to keep it under wraps for a little bit, but what are we giving out this year?
Yes. So we have the World Champion
Jersey
jersey
Signed.
signed.
by the world champion.
Yep. We're not sure what color rashi or whatever, but it'll be a signed rashi by the world champion at the end of the year.
Yep.
Additionally, the winner will be going to stay at Macaroni's Surf Resort over in Indo there for 9 nights.
Yep.
Free of charge.
Free of charge.
That's worth about 3,000 Aussie bucks.
Flights aren't covered though, correct?
Flights aren't covered.
But you will get your stay covered.
Get yourself there.
Yeah.
Because, they don't want to have to pay for someone to go from Egypt via 11 different countries.
Correct.
So, the winner will get 9 nights accommodation.
Yep. Amazing prize. It's something you're going to want to be in the mix for. I think we're trying to tack ourselves onto it.
I'm trying, but I'm 2,000 people away from that.
Yeah, we're not.
It'll have to be a catastrophe.
We're going to have to
for me
go through several loopholes to get ourselves there.
No.
Let's look at our scores though from the event because that's always exciting. We got some suggestions. A lot of people suggesting that the loser of this one is going to be surfing Lennox Point in Budgie Smugglers, which I don't hate.
There was a lot of comments around Budgie Smugglers.
Sure. Yeah, I think that may be the call.
I think that's the call.
Yep. But so, how many points you score this event?
353. What'd you get?
The fact you have a 3 in front of your numbers, heavy.
What, do you have 1?
No, I got a 4, mate. 450. Not a great, actually quite disappointing result there.
A
But
man Keeney would be better than.
Hey, pipe down over there, mate. I'll cop a... No, because a man Keeney, if you fell off,
that's
your
part
cock
of the
and balls
That's
are most certainly hanging out of that. And a mankini's once it's ripped off, you can't just quickly pull up my dax. It's off.
That's all part of the experience. It's
Well,
part
so-
of losing. Is a budgie smuggler at the point that bad?
Nah.
It's not.
People do it.
Yeah, there's actually is. We actually have a couple of crew out there that go for it, so
Okay,
it's not that bad.
should we do snapper then?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't even know why the fuck
Why'd
I
you
just said
suggest
that.
that, you idiot?
Well, because, I don't know.
That's exactly what we're doing. You're going
Snapper in the morning free surf before.
Nah,
the top
morning's too
starts.
cold and the cock will look really terrible.
All right, snapper at the last heat of the day when everyone's in the keyhole waiting to jump out.
Yes. If we're up there for one of the days, that's what's happening. If not, you're going out to free surf at Snapper and Budgies.
It's
You
cold.
don't care, mate. This is what happens when you lose family. I was going to have to go down Duck Creek on a bike.
Do you guys have a punishment after every event?
Yeah.
I remember KL Belwarren doing like one after bells
A budgie smuggler.
a few years ago. Nah, he sculled like 2 liters of milk in one go.
Ooh.
You've done that before, haven't you? What
Not willingly.
Milky?
Pretty heavy.
Yeah, my nickname was Milky because I was almost drowned at the Straight Salt by Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that.
he gave me the nickname Milky.
Love that.
Okay.
Let's get into Snapper because we're taking up a lot of Mike's time here. This is. I mean, look, the wild card into Margie's is sort of just like the foundation there, but this is the creme de la creme here. We have the ex-champion of the event, obviously Challenger Series, but still he's been there, he's done it. Let's get into the round 1 draw, the washing machine round as we've come to know it. Mike, you've done a bit of digging. Did you have anything you wanted to say off the top, or are we just going to go for it as we run through?
Sort of just go through it as we run
Yeah,
through.
beautiful. All
At
right.
least I reckon we just rapid fire the heat draw.
Yep, sweep. So CT. Let's get it out. It's actually nice that we can't pick our fantasy teams properly. The event, the actual thing's not open yet, but
We will announce that Mikey is picking mine.
Mike's again. Don't love that for me because if like you've proven to be quite easy to beat recently.
What's your global rank?
Mine.
Yep.
It's I don't know. I just clicked off it. It's not great though. It's
I'm
not pretty.
56,000.
Yeah, I know, but
So you have nothing to worry about.
yeah, but he's picking your team.
Yeah, well, that'll just equal it out.
Because
Tough
if you
titties.
beat me this event, I'm gonna have to do something bad.
You're going mountain bike riding.
Oh my god. You want me to snap my neck, don't you?
Correct.
All right, man. Let's go. Wait, ladies first. So round 1, Francisca Veselka, Yolanda Hopkins. You think Francisca wins that one?
I don't know. Yeah, definitely. She kind of should have to be the favourite for sure, right? Like,
100%.
No fence sitting here, mate. It's a yes, no.
yeah. No, I think Francisco wins it.
Okay.
Sally Fitzgibbons, Bella Kenworthy.
Oh, I'm going Fitz.
I'm going Bella.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Sally, yeah, and she's competed at Snapper a lot. She knows
Yep.
what she's doing out there.
That's what
We'll do it, and if it's like a split, it's majority. So you guys win that one. Sally wins. Vaheen and Brissa. I'm going to go Vahino.
I'm going to go Barissa.
Yeah, I think Brace's had a slow start to the year, and for some of the footage I saw of her before bells, she looked pretty good, I reckon.
She did look good.
Yeah. Okay.
She's due for a result.
Yeah. Carissa and Tia. This is a cracker heat.
It's Carissa and Tia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
round 1.
Whoa.
That's a hugie.
That's a rematch.
Yeah. Where from?
Last event, Margs, wasn't it?
No, they haven't versed each other.
Oh.
So no.
That
Chris-
was Carissa and Aaron Brooks.
yeah, that's right. It's Carissa, Tia.
Man.
Who like?
I'm going Carissa Moore.
It's been tough to see Tia not make a heat
I
yet,
know.
just because how gnarly she is,
Yeah.
and I don't think a big result's far off, but Carissa looks like she's clicking into gear at the moment.
Agreed.
Anyone but Carissa and I would have gone Tia.
Yeah.
Heat 5, Alyssa Spencer, Nadia Aristabe,
Alyssa.
Alyssa.
Yeah, I think Alyssa's starting to, since her first year on tour and then the last few years in the Challenger, I think like watching her at bells, and she looks like she's starting to find her feet on tour as well. I
She's-
reckon.
yeah.
I reckon she could
She just
go
has
far at Snapper.
a little bit more speed than Nadia.
Yeah.
A little bit more punch in that backhand turn.
I don't know though. Nadia can put up big scores.
Yeah.
Nadia is most definitely probably the most improved in 12 months.
Yeah. After you wrote her off for not making a heat, when in fact she made several heats, but yeah.
Debatable.
Heat 6. I went Alyssa too. So Alyssa, we think clean sweep there. Heat 6, Tyler and a Nat. This
Is
is
Tyler even competing? Do we know the nature of her injury?
no, unsure.
I saw her post today, and she said she's doing everything she can to compete at
Oh, yeah,
Snapper,
did-
but I don't know what happens there.
Mm.
Is
Yeah.
Does Soph?
Yeah, maybe Soph gets back in,
Yep.
but we'll go with what the draw is now.
Yep.
No, Tyler. I'm gonna probably say. Oh God, I don't know actually.
I'm going to Nat. Just to square up on the backhand. Just
Yeah, Tyler's got the runs. If it's like little barrels, I think Tyler. I'm gonna go Tyler. I think if there's some tubes there, she'll find them.
Yeah, and that's charges though. If it's behind the rock, she'll probably have a
You
crack.
reckon?
Yeah, you're right. She has a crack, and her backhand looks pretty good.
Her backhand's really good.
I don't
it is
know what
tubes,
sort of
though.
state Kyle's in, and
Yeah.
I think maybe
There's a few question marks on that heat.
I'm going to go on that as just a little dark horse.
I'm going on that.
And that, all right, I'm going Tyler, so you guys win that one. Erin Brooks, Stephanie Gilmore. This is a cracker. I'm going to... Well, I actually don't know. I genuinely...
It's hard not to cast your mind back to the barrel that Erin got not too long ago in that Challenger event. Same Challenger event you won?
Yeah.
But how do you go past Steph Gilmore?
Well, Steph is, like, if you pick one surfer in this draw to find a barrel at Snapper, it's Steph. So...
I'm going to go Steph.
It's such a shame for Erin because she's so good and she just keeps finding herself in these tricky round one heats. I'll go Erin. I'm gonna go Erin. I think.
Mikey?
Yeah, I think I have to go Erin as well. I think Steph looks a little out of sorts.
I think so too.
I think it's a long time out of the Rashi, and
Yet to make a round one heat.
I know she's the queen of snapper, and I probably could be eating my words here, but I just think after watching Erin, she's putting up some big scores, and she just kind of can get pretty severely pitted on her back end. So, but I'm gonna go Erin. But in saying that, I'd love to see Steph get a big result at snapper.
Yeah, Steph's 16 event appearances here, Erin 2. So it's a bit of a difference in
home beach though. So
yeah, she's been probably in wildcards in there for she was when like 16 or something. So
seriously,
but an interesting point to note there in the head-to-head stats. Erin's actually 2-0 over Steph, so maybe that's playing on her mind a little bit. I seem to remember a heat maybe did they verse each other maybe at Burley last year? And I think Erin lit her up, potentially. So, and then Sawyer Lindblad, Dimity Stoyle. I just think Sawyer will be too strong.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go Dimity.
Okay, Mike.
Dimity could probably get a big pit behind the rock, but I think Sawyer looks pretty confident on her back end at the moment.
100%.
Yeah, I think Sawyer just kind of outsmarts her and outheats her, I think.
Agreed. Men's round one, washing machine round. Caleb Robson, Oscar Berry. This one just sucks all over because whoever loses this one is going to be 3-0 to start the year. Both people we really want the best for this year.
Yep, of course.
I just don't even really want to pick a winner here.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate scenario we find ourselves in, but I am going to tip Oscar in this one.
Oh, God, Mike. You're going to stay out of this one?
Are you going to no comment this one?
I think it's a no comment from me.
Oh, God.
We're all friends here.
No, look, here we go. No comment from him. You go Oscar, I'll go Cal.
Okay, look, that's
50-50 down the middle.
That's fine.
Heat 2.
I'm only purely going
I hope it's a crazy heat.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It sucks.
I don't know.
One guarantee is that those boys are both walking off the beach shaking hands.
Yeah, and both of the character, they're not one to blow up and be angry. They'll want the best for each other too. So it's just going to be whoever the best meets.
Yeah, I hope it's just a pumping waves for them. And
one thing they'll both be
off.
sitting behind the rock and trading waves. You'd think so. The waves are meant to be pretty good for this event. So
Matt Huey's are buying beers for everyone if Oscar wins this thing.
100%
on home turf too.
Heat 2, Mateus Hurdy, Reef Hazelwood.
I'm
going to go Mateus here.
I'm going Mateus.
I'm going to go Reef.
Reef?
Yeah.
Sweet. Mateus has looked really strong this year. I think Reef's freshly on the Challenger Series, which is so sick to see him back. I just think Mateus, these waves, it's not probably going to be much bigger than 4 foot. I think Mateus could really give it something.
I think the bag of tricks for Mateus to dip into is just too great.
I think punts are going to score really well at this event because it's quite a tricky wave to do them at.
Yeah.
Given how down the line it is, and a lot of times the section moves away from you as you're approaching it. So I think Mateus, he's just so good. He'll make it work anywhere.
His ability to combo as well.
Yeah.
Like to put a punt in any wave is difficult, but to fit it into a 5 or 6 maneuver wave is elite, and he's probably one of the best at it.
He's the type of guy as well that'll do it on the first section. Like he'll
100%.
he'll drop in and do a grab rail reverse, or a grab rail air reverse. So
cast your mind back to was it Baja de la Cruz?
it was Mexico, and he went absolutely skits in that event.
Yeah, for sure. He could be gnarly. I just think back an Aussie in, and
Reef
doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
No.
That's true. He did get incredibly pitted in the trials.
Yeah.
Double pitted.
Yeah.
So good on him.
What did he call me at Stab High?
Like Simon or something.
Yeah.
It was a pretty standard name.
Steve or something.
Yeah.
So
that's why you've gone.
that's
the
why
Taz,
I've gone
for
the
sure.
Taz.
You haven't let that go. The fact that you've brought that up tells me there's some trauma there.
So good.
You probably just saw his name in the fucking heat draw and just went, oh.
Simon. No, he called me.
Yeah, and it was.
He had no reason to know who I was, though. That's the thing. I just.
Oh, the
he
best
so
part was
confident.
Reef was so confident that it was Simon.
And,
Like, Simon, how are you? And he just goes, okay.
Oh, sorry. Anyway.
I don't even think you corrected him.
No, I probably didn't. I'm not the type of person to correct that. Heat 3, this is another skits one to pick. I hate this one. Luke Thompson, Winter Vincent. This seriously could go either way. This heat's a banger.
Who pulled out?
No one.
2 wild
There's
cards.
2 wild cards.
That there is.
Trial winner and then
There's no event sponsor.
Yeah. So obviously, Rick
Yeah.
Hazelwood winning.
No.
I'm sorry, in it.
Because it usually goes to like a.
Nah.
No?
Doesn't. No.
Highest Australians outside the
Highest
tour.
Australia. The way they do it in our region is the highest Australian outside that didn't make the CT.
Yeah.
You learn something every day.
Yeah.
So, what do you reckon here, lads? Luke T or Winter? I hate this heat. I don't want anyone to lose this heat. They're both
No.
so good.
Both great blokes. I'm gonna have to go Winter for the win.
I literally have made it clear on this podcast. Like, Winter's nearly my favourite surfer to watch. I'm going to go Luke and then leave it up to Mike who wins this one.
Yeah, I'm the same. I love watching Winter, and he's just so mistake free and flawless.
I
But
feel
I
like there's a
think
butt coming.
I think Lukey T just has a little bit of mongrel in him, and I think he's gonna have a. He hasn't really had a good result yet, and I think he's gonna be quite hungry to go far in the draw here at Snuffer.
Luke T.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Luke.
All right, Morgan, Sibley, Ramsey, Bookham. I'm just going to go Morgs here.
It's Bukhayam.
Sorry,
Come on.
Bookham. I'm going to keep it nice and easy, Morgs.
I'm gonna go Morgs, but Ramsey's gonna make it incredibly fucking difficult for Morgs.
Oh, yeah. I just think Morgs is... He's like a little... like a little thing that's been just shaken up in a bottle. And you've just ignored him and he just hasn't been let out of the bottle yet.
Bees
He's like a
inside
bee.
of it. Yeah.
Or like a wasp.
Yeah, I
Inside
think,
the hive.
Yeah.
I think Ramsey will push him all the way, but I reckon Morgs he's ready to fucking explode. He's gonna get mad at this event, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
Morgs.
Let's go into the round 1 seeded heats, or the bracket heats, sorry, because we can, from our previous selections, we'll fill them in as we go. This is a men's draw. And there's some cracking heats in this. Baron Mamiya, Marco, quick fire.
Oh, I'm going Marco.
I'll go Marco.
I'm going. It's gonna be 5 foot behind the rock. Baron's gonna get him.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Love that. Didn't think about that. I'm still going to stick with Marco, though. Heat 2, Geordie, Cowley.
Cowley's
another one like Morgs. I reckon he's just been just hasn't been let out yet. And he's lost a couple close heats. George?
Geordie's due for results.
So
Okay.
if you're trying to put together a multi on this thing at home, just probably go Mike's answer. It's not ours. Don't run with ours.
Yeah.
But no, I think Cowley's going to be pretty solid here. And I've seen
Cowley's another guy who just doesn't make mistakes.
No.
And
Yeah. So
that
polished.
leaf fall off.
that
but
one's off its head too.
He's incredibly polished.
Geordie. Yeah, I know. I think about some backhand performances out there, and in the last few years they've been quite dominant. So, but I just think Geordie
All right. So
got a little bit more.
Heat
There's something there that he's gonna whip out.
Yeah.
Geordie.
And he'd be pissed off after that last result.
You would be.
Yeah, his board looked horrific. Hopefully he sorted his boards out.
Boo, not happy, eh?
So we're going to go with Lukey T progressing out of that first round into this one. So it's going to be Italo versus Luke Thompson.
I'm going Luke.
Yeah, I would go Luke also.
Ah, the Amigos.
We've actually agreed on one. So
know.
there's one for your fantasy team. Put
I'm going Luke.
Okay.
Ethan Rio.
Holy
That's a
fuck balls. That's a
cracker.
good heat. It's not even Rio, remember? It's Toledo Junior.
Toledo Wader.
It's an insane heat.
I'm going to have to go Ethan.
You got to go Ethan here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to see the Amigos back on there.
This is a cracking...
See.
I just think, even though Rayo's looking as good as he's ever looked, and it could go either way, I just think this.
He's too good.
I think it's the same as Morgs at the moment.
Yeah.
I think he's ready to.
This is a
fight.
good. This is a good heat as well for something I wanted to bring up with you, Mike. Obviously, having done well here, you can get cruelled at point break events surfing wise. You can think you get to the end of your wave and I just smash that thing, and you hit a score. It's a 5-5.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those heats where like Rio could spelt one and get a 6, and Ethan will be on the wave and do bigger turns and get the 8.
Yeah.
You know.
I think like he's as good as anyone at just picking his moments on a wave.
Yeah.
And I think Snapper's probably got 2 or 3 big moments. And
Yeah.
You'd have to think though a round 2 loss for Ethan, he's gonna really hurt though.
Like for his standings in the rankings, and it's not again. No, there's no easy matchups on this tour, but Rio's a little friggin' gremlin at the moment, going so skit. So
I was so impressed with Rio at Bells.
yeah,
have you seen the size of his legs?
he's got another quadzilla on a
Quad off. It's a full quad off.
Yeah,
Quad off.
It's a quad off.
Crosby and
Connor's definitely the quadzilla though.
yeah, Connor's quadzilla.
Yeah.
Sure.
Crosby, Jake Marshall. This is a banger.
Crosby.
I'll go Crosby too. I do like his surfing, but Jake is just gnarly.
I'm going with Jake on this
He's
one.
gonna go
I
Jake.
knew you were gonna go Jake. For some reason.
Okay, Griffin versus round 1 heat 2 winner, which we decided was going to be Matthias. So Griffin versus Matthias, that's a banger of a
I'm
heat.
calling an upset, boys.
You're going to go
I'm
Matthias?
calling an upset. If Matthias, if it's what I think it will be in my head, just so rippable, he is going to be like a kid in a fucking candy store.
Yeah.
And he's going to go wild.
I think this will be one that Matthias will have surf an amazing heat, and Griffin will just be too good, I think. I think he'll be too classy.
Yeah, I agree with FJ here. I think Griffin's got everything Matthias does, but just maybe at another level.
Yeah.
Fair.
Heat 7, George Pittar, Alejo Muniz. That's his reward for winning Moses. He gets a round 1 matchup with Alejo.
Although Alejo did surprisingly good last year at this event,
At
which is
Burley.
early.
Yeah.
And he was actually surfing pretty electric.
He was surfing really good, and he needed the result. It actually kept him on tour.
Yep.
The reason I don't mind so much, like, being a little bit more, not harsh on him, but just saying, like, this is an easier matchup is because he's done it. And he's not like, he's already said, I'm done.
Yeah.
He's half
true.
checked out, you know. It's not like he's trying to go for a world title this year. He's just like, it's his final lap.
George has got that.
George, yeah.
George for you?
Yeah, Mike's going to Alejo in that one.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Like I said, it could be Pitton and it could be whoever. Just he could luck into an insane pit behind the rock. I just
100%.
think if we're going off dominance at the moment, George is.
There's
I
that
have to
too.
think he's.
Could be, so he could get
have
an
a bit of fun.
8-5 behind
Yeah.
the rock, you know, and then all of a sudden George is like, uh-oh.
If George turns up, he's got $94,000 in his bank account. I'd be probably going to Barbados for a little bit.
Kanoa versus Lob. This is a skits heat.
Kana.
Lob.
Well,
Yago versus the winner of round 1, heat 1, which was Cal and Oscar. Do we think Cal or Oscar will beat Yago in this one?
yep. These boys are fucking pissed off and they're fired up
Yeah,
and they're going to come out swinging. They're all at home.
Yeah.
I think this event is going to be the one where everyone's going to want to do.
Really good.
I'm
their
feeling a
best at,
shake up.
and I think those guys are going to be fired up.
Yeah.
I've seen some footage of Oscar and Cal as well. They're looking really, really solid.
They're fired up.
Yeah, I think
I reckon
they're
this
angry.
I reckon at the end of this event, we're going to see Aussie flags well and truly
I hope
bumped
so.
all up
Yeah.
into the top 10.
I hope so, mate. So, all right, we'll run with whoever wins that heat will beat Yago.
Correct.
Round 2, heat 10, Connor O'Leary versus Joel Vaughan.
Bit of friendly fire here, but
Connor.
got to back Connor.
Connor?
No fencing.
Yeah, no. I can Connor
Joel's
in now.
gnarly at
Joel's
Snapper, though.
gnarly. He's super
Yeah.
gnarly at Snapper. I just think some of the footage I've seen out Connor
Yeah.
out there in the last few months is
Joel's and Matthias, where he's going to, like,
Ridiculous.
he'll do a punt on the first section. Like, he's not afraid to throw it all on the line straight away. And if it's Connor's back end turns, if he's doing the best ones he can do, then it's going to be pretty near impossible to beat him anyway. But if it's bit of repetition from Connor and then Joel's throwing the air out, could be a bit difficult. But I'm just going to go with what we've seen previously. And
yeah.
I think
Joel could look like shades of Trestles last year.
yeah.
That was insane.
This heat's skits as well. I've used that phrase a lot here, but Jack Robinson, Al Cleland, and you might go, oh, like, Al is not really a factor yet, but Al beat Cleland at Pipe W, and Jack had a 10 in that heat. It's like, I'm pretty. This would be one Jack wouldn't be overly confident in, and especially given his starts of the year. I think I've got a bad feeling that it might be one of those heats where Al just finds the best wave, and it doesn't matter how good Jack's surfing. It's like Al's Al's locked in behind the rock, and kind of hope I'm wrong because I've got Jack in my top 5 for the end of this year. But the way his season's going this year, I think Al could maybe steal one off him here.
I'm going to go Jack with the win.
Yep.
Purely based upon there's going to be a lot of fun events outside of this event at night time.
I don't think that affects Al.
Oh, I think after 10 beers it starts to.
Just,
3
he
beers?
serves better after 10 beers, but
I'm going Jack.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jack as well with this one. I think he's looked pretty out of sorts and not great, but if it's pumping behind the rock, I think he's one of the best guys out there at the moment.
For sure.
Yep.
I don't know though. Al looks good there as well. He looks like he's on some. Maybe right a few DHs.
Yeah, he's on some DHs, mate. Little board change.
Yeah.
Great choice.
Yeah.
I'm changing my pick.
From what I've seen. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Jack. I think he's well overdue for a result.
Yeah. Well, it's two. They've had one heat against each other, and it was at the Pipe Pro, and I think Jack had a 10, and he backed it up with a 217, and Al stole it off him. So I think it could be like another little moment.
That kind of match up, I think.
Yeah, where it's just whoever is on the best wave could
Yeah.
beat. Heat 12, Leo and Seth. I think Leo will get this one done.
I'm going Leo, and so I was watching a warm-up session. You know, at Snapper, there's about 100 filmers.
Yeah,
filming. And it was like someone would take off, and the guy would put up the name. Seth took off, and the guy said, "Who is this?"
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
I was like, that is not good.
Okay, not a good start.
Not a good start for Seth. So I've got Leo taking this one out.
Mike.
Yeah, Leo 100%. I'm surprised he hasn't won an event this year, or at least been in a final
Oh, he hasn't won an event yet, has he?
in his career.
Nah. He's
No.
had 2 ties at
He's
Pipe.
been bridesmaid.
No, but he drew in the heats, didn't he?
Yeah,
Like both.
He did.
Won
Count
both
back.
times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure both of
Yeah.
them were against. Was it Baron?
No, it was Jack and Baron.
Yeah,
But I think Leo's looking insane.
he's looking proper.
He did hit his face on the reef over at WA, so hopefully he's washed that off.
So we went with Morgan winning the round 4 heat. So it's going to be Medina and a Morgan round 13.
I've got Morgan. Boys, go Morgan.
This is a psycho one.
Morgs finds that giant.
The amigos.
Morgs finds that giant killing momentum again. And
Yeah.
he's gonna like
I'm
I said,
just
he's gonna
feeling
kick his gear back off and get
That
a few
whole
results.
your whole travel group
Takes him down.
just gonna fucking go bananas.
Yeah.
The
Flip.
firecracker has been lit under the ball bag.
Philippe and Cole. I'm going to Philippe.
Philippe.
I think I don't know. I'm gonna go outside the box here and go Cole.
You know, Cole. Okay. Heat
Right.
15, Sammy Pupo, Giacianca.
Samuel Pupo
I
for
think-
shizzle.
I've got to go. I've got to. Jiao, I love Jiao. I've got to go Sammy though, just based on his form recently. But Jiao won't back down in this one. Jiao will be gnarly, I reckon.
Yeah, I think he'll be gnarly. I think Sammy will
Get it done.
be way too gnarly though.
Can I quickly say,
Mm.
I'm awful at picking fantasy, but I did say that Semi Pupo will have the best year of his life.
Yep.
And he's already having the best year of his life.
He's killing it. Heat 16, last heat of the round. Miguel Pupo, Eli Hanneman.
I think Miguel might be in trouble here.
This is the first time you've backed Eli.
I know. It's just
this
if there is a forecast and a location to reward Eli's style of surfing, it's this.
I think the only way Eli beats Miguel is if it's behind the rock.
He's got
Some
a
pretty big
alley-oop fucking on lock.
He does, but just Miguel's turns, I feel like Snapper's even better for him. His backhand, because there's actually a bit of push in it.
I know, but
so-
do you know when like the wave splits and you got to like hop to the next bit?
Yeah,
Eli's gonna have that tenfold over him.
I also
Miguel's
like,
as good as anyone though, reading that sort of stuff. I think.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a Semi Pupo Miguel Pupo round 3 matchup if they both win their heats,
Mm.
which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I want that too. I have a hunch that Eli Hanneman will get him.
Yeah, I think Miguel gets him, but I'm not confident.
Okay.
Mike, from your experience at Snapper, what's the biggest thing out there for just setting yourself up during the heat? Like what kind of waves you looking for? Are you being patient? Are you getting going early? Like what do you think's the best?
I think it's not I think everyone who surfs a heated snapper and is going to surf a heated snapper is been watching that event for their whole life, and like we've heard me say it a million times before, I think it can create a picture perfect scenario in the head for a heat out snapper. And I think at times that's a bad way to look at it, and I think you can go out there and go like, I'm surfing snapper here, like I'm gonna get 2 perfect waves and that's the way I'm gonna win this heat. And like from like experience, my best heats would just be when I've just got the ball rolling. Yeah, you know, you're most likely you're gonna have 35 minutes out there, 2 people, jet ski assist. I think you'll find the best guys are just gonna back their talents, back their ability, and get the show on the road. I think yeah,
you're gonna have.
I think patience can be a little bit out snapper. It's
bring you unstuck sometimes.
Yeah, I think with the forecast that's on the horizon, there's a lot of east in the swell. It's as good as it gets for snapper. There's going to be a lot of waves and yeah.
And it's like one of those places where a blob can come through, look shit, and then it hits the inside bit, and the component sitting 30 meters under you just gets 100%.
Especially like I think that wave is as hard as anywhere to in a 2-man heat to be. Like it's, I think having priority and being in and under is like as important as ever. I think because snapper's that wave where in east swell you get that little bit of backwash, it hits behind the rock, and then that wide bit, and it's like you get those wide kinks, and they just run through a little mully as good as anything.
And then sometimes the big ones look good, but they only go to like even not even little marley. And then the ones that don't look so good, you just give them a bit of time to cook, and then they go.
And I think I mean it's going to be interesting, man. I think we haven't seen a proper behind the rock snapper event in like a fair few years, and even the years in the Challenger, the bank was amazing, but it was a tricky sort of like low period, a lot of swell, and there was the odd crazy one. I think from the forecast, it's looking like for the weekend, it's looking like it could be pretty all time behind the rock.
It's looking all time. The one thing that does somewhat worry me is that period. It does seem pretty low. Around single digits on some of the days, right? Like 9 to 8 seconds.
I think Saturday stretches out to around 11 seconds though.
Yeah, that's good, but obviously anything 12 above is where you start to see some really nice textbook looking waves.
Yeah, it's enough though. We get enough, like around here we don't get heaps of long interval swells. Like the most we really ever get is like you might see a 14-second swell every now and then. And it's like as good as we get. I think 10 seconds with the east direction and a little bit of south is going to be absolutely perfect. Winds look good. First 3 days of the event. This is probably the one event that we actually can forecast fairly accurately because we know what we're looking at.
I think they're frothing I think they'll be frothing just looking at it, and like it's going to be
an immediate start. Man.
Yeah, it's going to be an immediate start, and I don't think they'll just be frothing to not be shitting themselves on what they're going to have to deal with the next few days. I think they're going to be able to pick and choose when they want to run. And
So what me and Zach are staring down the barrel of here is we've booked 5 days accommodation at Snapper starting Sunday afternoon.
And they're going to probably be crowning a champion Sunday afternoon as we check in.
We might rock up for the Prezzo. So.
But then we're going to have a week-long fucking bender.
It's forever changing at the moment too, so who knows?
You don't know. And they need 3 and a bit days, right, to finish the event. So we will at least get the final.
It wouldn't surprise me, Finley, knowing how like we check in with our bags, head down to the event site, we get our wristbands, everyone's walking out.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're going to see that heat? Nah.
Friday, Saturday looks really good. So we're looking at Friday, really short interval, 8 second, but it'll be fine. About 2 meter straight east swell, south winds, pretty much the exact conditions you want.
That's
for snapper.
6 foot offies for anyone who doesn't understand.
Yeah, it might not be 6 foot.
No, but I mean,
Friday.
The conditions, like metaphorically.
Saturday may actually be 6 foot offies.
Right.
Like physically, it jumps up in swell, so we get a 2.5 meter. Swell does drift a little bit more south, but it's east southeast, which is genuinely like that's as good an angle as you can get. It's predominantly east, but a bit of south just to keep it lining up down the bank. It's not going to be too straight. And we're going to have straight offshore, like southeast winds, which is like you can't get any better.
Yeah.
Sunday dropping off to 2 meters. Interval stays up though, and the winds are looking really good again. which we were looking at it before it was east. It's now south. So we actually may miss the event. But like Zach said, we'll make it worthwhile. I think, look, lads, if we're looking at a winner for this event, I'm going to go Philippe.
Back to back.
Well, I just think he's too bloody good.
It's an event built for him.
He's not a tube rider, but like...
It's not going to be big enough
It's
to be
not big enough.
deemed where tube riding has to be your skill.
Nah. And he's not going to be afraid to sit behind the rock. Mike, I don't know. What about you? What are you thinking here? Who you can say an Aussie if you want, or if you genuinely believe.
I genuinely believe it's going to be an Australian.
Okay.
I think so
Have you
too.
got one for us? You're just going to leave it.
I've got a few scenarios in my head, but I'm confident. Well, I'm not confident, but I think it's going to be I think Conor O'Leary is going to be in the final.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be up against George Pittar or Ethan Ewing.
Okay. Let me just check if that's possible, because they might be on the same side.
Ethan and Connor are completely opposite.
Yeah, they can be.
Yeah, I think Connor's going to win his second CT event.
Okay.
And yeah, I think he's going to be either up against George or Ethan in the final.
Love that.
I have to agree.
So you're going to go Quadzilla?
I'm gonna
Like a piece of shit.
Nah, I'm actually, if I could. No,
Obviously, I want him to win. I'm just thinking who I think will probably win, which is...
I'm gonna go Ethan with the win.
Mhm.
Connor gets an equal third, and Semi Pupo gets second.
Right. Love it. I'm not going to go...
But what I am gonna say, additionally, sorry to cut you off, Aussies are going to be well and truly up into the round 3/4 semis.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
That's my prediction, but I also have a crazy feeling George is going to go back to back.
Okay.
Georgie boy, back to back.
Yeah,
That'd be incredible.
I think his confidence is skyrocketing at the moment. But
If George goes back to back, then everyone is most welcome to our reflections apartment.
100%. And you mentioned confidence, but it's that, but it's also the judges are really liking what he's doing too, which is part of the battle too. You
it's
know,
mistake free, so I think
they either have to reward it. Ladies side, lads. Oh, let's pick a dark horse. So we generally try and pick a dark horse. I'll throw in the mix. Like, I don't think Sammy's really. You can't really throw Sammy in as a
He's
dark
top
horse.
4 in the world right now.
Yeah. I'll throw my dark horse in as I think Crosby could go far here. I'm gonna chuck him in.
Interesting. I'm going to go with Kanoa.
is Kanoa a dark horse?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think your ranking determines you if you're a dark horse or not. I mean, Ethan's in 13th.
I know, but like hasn't been in world title contention for a long time.
Fair enough.
What about you, Mike? Have you got one that you're throwing there that might get it done that maybe no one's looking at?
I think Leo could get it done.
Yeah. Like it.
Not bad. Not a bad shout.
All right, ladies,
Uh,
winner.
Yeah, women's.
Oh,
Jesus.
it's pretty stacked because we've already like knocked out Steph. Like we've said, Steph's gonna lose to Erin. I'm gonna go a little bit left of field. I'm gonna chuck Alyssa Spencer in as my actual winner of the event. I think she could do some serious damage here.
I've got a feeling it's going to be out of Betty or Izzy Nichols.
Okay, Mike.
Yeah, I think Betty Lugo's back to back on the Goldie.
Okay, beautiful. We didn't even do but you can't really do the ladies draw.
No, it's
Can
a
you?
bit difficult because round 2 hasn't been.
Yeah. Actually, no. I take it back. Alyssa's not winning. Do you think Gabby Bryan's just gonna win? I think she's too powerful.
Hammers.
I think she's gonna go hammer time.
Dark horse for women's.
I'll throw Alyssa in as my dark horse. I prefer that.
Okay. Right. I'm going to go. Can you say? No, Erin Brooks can't be a dark horse, hey? Although I didn't even have a going past Steph, so scratch that. I'm going to jump on your dark horse.
Alyssa.
Yeah.
I think is Carissa a dark horse season?
No, there's.
I think so. Fuck it.
You cannot have Carissa as your.
Yeah,
dark
okay.
horse.
I think Tia Zabrowski's gonna break the round 1 curse and
Alright.
roll away and win the comp.
Okay, sick.
Yep.
Love that.
We just need to quickly talk about merch before we sign off.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Merch coming up very soon. 2 weeks away, you'd say, by the time someone can click
Well, I don't know. You've been on the pulse here. You.
I would say it's about 14 days away from being live on the website. But big thanks to Mitch from Made by Plasma for making this happen. He's going to be our official merch sponsor.
Yep.
For the Largo Pod.
Absolute legend.
Dead set legend. We'll leave a link to his website in the show notes. So if you're looking for some merch yourself, or you're a band or whatever, if you need some merch or tees printed,
Doing an event or something or whatever.
he's an absolute wizard, and he's got the best gear in the biz.
100%.
We're gonna have a Largo logo refresh.
Yep.
Version 2.
Yep.
Hope you like the color pink.
Yep.
Do you like the color pink?
Yeah, don't mind it.
Sweet.
Don't mind it.
We've got Mikey's
We've got like a hat. It's coming.
tick of approval, and this time round we've got hoodies just in time for winter.
We do.
Perfect addition to this little collection drop, and we have brought back the Largo camo hat.
It's back.
It's sold out so quickly. I know a lot of people are out there wanting it. It's coming about
And
14 days
With
away.
the jumpers as well. We tried a couple. We've gone the thick, fluffy things as well, not the skimpy little.
Yeah, we got the higher quality jumper.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
We can't pick our fantasy teams yet because the thing's not out. So we will make sure we post them on our Instagram in due course. We'll get them out to you. You can keep an eye on Zach. We were talking maybe about Mikey doing it, but I'm not on board with that. I don't think it's going to happen.
I'm taking an executive decision here as the co-CEO of Largo Podcast that it will be happening.
Okay. So what do we have equal say? If I say we don't?
Paper, scissors, rock.
Okay. Now?
Yep.
All right.
Paper, scissors, rock. Fuck you.
Jam it. All right. I won that for those listening as well. So Zach will be picking his own
I
fantasy
think
team.
the fuck you gave it away.
All right. Let's get into some listener questions.
Zach versus Finley at Snapper.
And Margs.
And-
Zach versus Finley at Margs and Snapper. Who would win? That's from Frocko TV.
Who's winning?
Is it like
You can give us one each here. You
one
can sit
each?
on the
Yeah. I think
No, fuck it.
because I'm gonna get pounded, mate.
He just beat me in paper, scissors, rock.
FJ
Give
gets
it
him
to
out
him.
Margs with a big open face grin.
Off.
and Whiteman gets him at Snapper just behind the rock,
Yeah.
just getting combed.
Yeah.
There's no way that's happening.
Yeah.
Mate, I didn't.
1-on-1, bro.
One each, one apiece. I like that.
I would have gone
It's very
complete
nice of you,
opposite.
Mike.
Really?
Have you even been a wave over 10 foot?
No. Lockie 916. Are Zach's fantasy team? This is obviously for Zach. Are Zach's fantasy teams the equivalent of forgetting to tip and then getting given the away? Correct. It's pretty much the same thing. You actually might do better if he just forgot and he was given the away teams. It might.
Seriously. You can auto pick. I might just start auto.
You seriously should.
I'm going to auto pick this one.
Maxfield Miles. Does Miguel Pupo have what it takes to stay in the top 3 after Snap, and why or why not?
Yeah, I think he does for sure. I surfed with him a little bit actually before Bell's out there, and he was looking as good as he's ever looked. He was just his timing and board under his feet. He looks like he's just loving surfing and loving competing, and yeah, I think he can do some damage to Snapper and keep himself in the top 3 for sure.
Beautiful.
Sam Kemen. Will we see best high performance surfing ever done in a comp this year at Snapper?
That's a big call, but hopefully
I
for
think so.
surfing fans around the world, we see some crazy surfing go down. The names in the draw, and yeah, it's very
there.
very well likely could happen in the forecast on the horizon. Yeah, it's good recipe for it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Fairly well sorted. I take $40 if Medina takes title this year, $20 to you for anyone else. Deal, Mr. Finley. So he's saying if Medina wins, he gets 40, and if anyone else wins, I get 20. I can't take that bet because Medina's looking so good, and I actually no, I don't even want to do that because those odds are horrific for him. By the way, it's like anyone else.
Yeah.
And no, I genuinely think Medina's going to win the title. I'm not even going to take up on that bet. I think he's too good. But there's another one from him. George looking at every bit of title threat. Sends it pipe. Can he put big scores backhand, Mike? You might be the best to answer that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'll tell you that he can't, and I've heard a lot of him complain and just go, he needs to work on his backhand. Then we'll be surfing, and I'll see footage of him, or I'll surf with him on the left. I'm like,
one of those guys. Oh,
Yeah,
that was that
like,
last one.
oh, okay.
That was alright.
Yeah, I think he can for sure.
Yep.
I think George is gonna be a threat everywhere this year. Even with him in Hawaii this year, he was just going for it.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Shackles off.
Henny and cornflakes. Is it time for Gabrielle to switch to CIs for better fortune?
I don't think so.
Nah. I don't think it's a
Whatever he's
must.
riding now, just stay on that, I reckon, because it's
Definitely not a must.
A. Alvetti. Is WSL Karma affecting Snapper 2? I'm assuming that's referring to the forecast, and as we've just said, no, it's looking pretty good 4E-wise. We're probably
Yeah,
the best 4E we've had in a while.
by the looks of things, isn't it?
It's looking really good.
Great looking 4E.
Verno, who is your pick with Steph and Aaron? We've done that. I think Aaron, but it is a huge heat, as you said there. Tappleton. What comp will GP win next and likelihood of finishing in top 10? Mig thinks he's going to win Snapper, so...
I think that I've got this weird feeling that he could go back to back.
Yep.
But
Shades of Matty Wilco. Is that what we're thinking?
Oh.
Did he go? No, he did. Did he?
yeah, he did bells and
Bells and
Snapper
Snapper
bells.
double.
But
Yeah.
But if not Snapper, I think maybe Trestles is a good one for him.
Mm-hmm.
Not the air game of some of the other guys, but
Yeah, he's
makes
got
up
the
for it in
craziest
turns.
blow tail and
Yeah.
the speeds, everything's there.
Likelihood of him finishing top 10, I think at this stage, pretty likely.
Yeah.
With the start he's had, you have a win. It's going to be
He's had a win in a round of 16.
Yeah.
Like,
A ninth, wasn't it? Yeah.
second place. So
I know.
live heats, Marg, Snapper, keen for an update on the Alto Pro.
All of which have been discussed.
All of which have been discussed. Jacob Bell, GST on GP's 9. As we said earlier, maybe slightly, but no, it doesn't matter in the end. Harry O'Brien. John Hawke is calling. Are you answering?
Yeah, 100%. You've got to.
You're an idiot, mate. Owen Kilby. Did the priority switch win GP at the final? That's, from Owie there. I mean, I don't think it won him the final. He started to surf, but it definitely gave him the wave to do it on.
Yeah.
It
No matter
could've-
what happens from the other competitor, like, you've still got to capitalize on their mistakes. And in a big moment like that, it could be fucking hard.
Well said. That it's not all over.
No.
You can nose
By all
dive like me
means.
at the Alto.
Yeah. Jack Bain 1. Does Ethan really have that dog in him? No event win in 3 years and keep stumbling at quarters. Mike, has he got the dog in him?
Yeah.
He's got
He
dog in
does.
him.
Why do you
Yeah.
think he hasn't had an event win in 3 years?
It's I think it's a question a lot of people ask.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
I don't know. Like, he's had like some of the craziest heats at certain events, and he usually at like most events he's has a standout moment. Like, man, he's still so young. He's not that far in his career. I think his time will come where he gets in a row and
Puts it
starts
together.
winning a few events in a row. And,
I think he's just got that.
he's won 2 CT events, so it's a fucking hard thing to do, man. It's
Well, he's the
another
best
one
surfer on the planet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And a lot of other people agree with that.
Yeah.
Do you think he just gets to that quarter and just starts to think, this is where I know I go bad? Do you think it's just a psychology thing?
I don't think so at all. I think it's just, you're on the best. You're versing the best guys in the world, and even though, like, some people put him up there the best, I think you've still got to win those heats, and I think you'll figure out and start winning those big moments and start smashing those quarters and being a real dominant event winner.
Yeah.
He's won 2 of the hardest events
Absolutely.
you can win, really, and I think he'll win a few more.
Yep, definitely. Archie Harrow, do you think the Brazos will continue to be so strong? I think yes. There's nothing to suggest otherwise. Mike, you agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
100%.
It's hard to deny them.
Yep.
Ben Waswell, does Ethan want to win a world title, or is he just happy to bob around? A lot of Ethan-based questions here. I think all three of us can answer this one pretty quickly. I think Ethan definitely wants to win a world title. There's no questioning that.
Yeah.
It's Brody Jr. Will we finally get to see full power Ethan given the snapper forecast?
I reckon, yeah. I think he's gonna do some damage in this event.
And we know the wins are clean. The face is going to be clean. It's all set
If
up.
you can just recall his first wave ever in his rookie year at
It's an
Snapper,
8, wasn't it?
it was a 9.
A 9.
Yeah,
And he
remember
fell.
Who beat him?
Yeah, but I'm just saying his first
SKX mowing.
fully, and yeah, still he put a crazy event, crazy heat together. I remember that, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I think like the forecast can be similar to that day to where Ethan dropped that 9 first lap ever.
Crazily enough as well, since that day, I've never seen him more angry after a heat as well. Like, it's the most emotional I've seen him
Yeah.
in a heat, and it was his first ever appearance.
That was the same event that Connor shat himself.
I think it was.
It was.
I think
Sorry to throw that in there, but
I think
it's
the day
applicable.
I think that's where I think surfing snapper is where you kind of watch Ethan and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
these DHs. Everyone, I think, this might sound as biased as any.
I'm on the bias train as well.
I think that's where like your DHs look
The
like
best.
they just excel, and I reckon
They fit
It's
so
gonna be
well in
good.
that pocket.
yeah.
Jonathan, Katie, if you could add or bring back any of the commentary team, who would it be? So ever. So
Ever.
yeah. I didn't mind the commentary of John Mel back in the day. I think it
Yeah,
was pretty.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
He's got really good insight.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed TB.
TB was good.
He was
Taj
just,
Burrow?
Yeah.
he was just calling it as it was that last event.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that part in the mugs
Yeah,
that we did.
100%. I think a bit more honesty and like, I don't know if I'm sure everyone's probably tuned in. I remember a few years ago when they had at the finals and it was Felipe versus Ethan and it was Kelly and Mick.
Yeah.
Commentating.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
unreal.
Like the inside and just the way they broke it down was insane.
Yeah, you got to call it
That was
as it
just
is.
strap
It'd
yourself
be
in a
epic
tuck
to-
chair type stuff.
Yeah.
Just sit there and listen.
It'd be
to it.
epic to get a little bit more of that, but I agree with you, FJ. I think John Mel had really good insight and
Yeah.
broke it down pretty well.
I thought it was pretty good. Lads, that's all we've got for you. Mikey, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me on, boys. It was epic.
No,
Good to chat.
absolutely. And we'll leave you guys with a little catch-up Zach had with Timmy Mack last night about the GP win. Thanks for listening, as always, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
What, have you been on the road for, 4 weeks? Did you go back to back?
Yeah, I went back to back. We had Newcastle and then came home. I think it was about 5 or 6 days maybe, and then to Bells, and then straight from Bells to Margs.
Yeah, right. And straight off the back, I want to know, was there a celebration after this one, or no time, just straight to the airport?
No, we had a couple of beers actually just after the prezzo, and then we went back to where George was staying and just sort of had a beer on his deck and soaked it in a bit. We sort of had to pack and get our hire cars back to Bustleton, and sort of we had a bit of a run around and admin to do, but we just had a few sort of mellow beers and a pizza, and then sort of just had to pack up and jump in the car really. So it wasn't a typical celebration of your first CT win, but I'm sure we'll do one soon.
Yeah, just get through the Aussie leg first, and then I think there's a little bit of time between the next one over in Raglan, so he might be able to let his hair down there. But yeah, what are you? I just want to know, like, are you guys tackling these events individually, or are you guys working on something collectively that can be like copied and pasted into each event? Because he's had a quarter at Bells and now a win at Margie's, so it's not a fluke, it's not a one-hit wonder. There's something going on there. So yeah, I was just interested to know whether you kind of get there and go, all right, let's just lock in and be specific to this event, or is there kind of something in the background that you guys are working on?
Well, sorry to pull you up. It was a 9th at Bells, but there are certain things coming into the event that you want to try and focus on, as in like a theme or something particular to that wave. And they're kind of specific to each venue. And then kind of more so like at Margs, it was, I don't really know how to say it. Like, there's nothing in particular. There was no like special secret thing that he unlocked or anything that really changed. Like, he was kind of searching for his connection with the wave again. Even like the day before the event, he was kind of wigging out and hadn't really had that surf or that wave that clicked him in. And then he had one search where he kind of found his timing again with the wave, and then was all smiles and it was kind of good to go. They sort of all have that little pre-event thing that they need to click in, and felt like that was a pretty good point for him where he found that. Yeah.
Well, thanks for the correction. It felt like a quarter. I wish we could say it was a
Sorry.
quarter, but we'll take a quarter, eh?
It was a pretty epic performance to lose in. That's for sure.
100%. That was like I don't know. I felt so bad for him in that heat. I was like, what else could he have done? Like there was just nothing. He was just
That was
firing away and just still didn't get it.
That was definitely like in review of that heat. We were kind of like, fuck, like what? There was no key mistake or anything that we could really nail it down to. Like, fuck, Miggy just caught 2 better waves and we didn't even know a wave that big was out there that day, and he nailed it and he executed on both of them. Like, he just beat him.
And was George rattled at that, or was he kind of like, you know what, that's a great result. I surf good, didn't make any mistakes, or was he kind of like pissed off because he's like, I surf good, didn't make any mistakes?
I think it was a bit of both. He was like frustrated to put on such a good performance and lose, and like obviously Miguel then won the event, so he was kind of like, I think in his eyes he was sort of like, fuck, that could have been me.
Yeah.
And then, but also like you can't. It was about as much confidence as you can take from a loss, really. Like he got 15 points and just got beaten. Like I think it was still a big step in the right direction for what he wants to be doing.
Yeah, huge confidence boost for him for sure. And you were saying he was wigging out before Margie's. How do you get him back into a healthy mindset after not connecting with the wave? Because I know what he means. Like, you kind of want to roll into these spots and find your mojo pretty quick, and when it doesn't, it starts to play on your mind. So have you got any kind of drills or any speeches that you give him?
He wasn't wigging out, but it was more like he's sort of searching for just that one wave or something where they kind of click and they go, all right, sweet, I'm good to go. There's only so much you can. He even said to me like that day, he's like, there's nothing you can say or whatever. I just need to get that feeling, and like obviously just trying to keep their expectations really clear and not trying to do too many things at once. That would probably be my prep speech for it. Like, what are you trying to do? And like, let's just do that, not trying to do like 15 other things as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because that was a tight turnaround for that event, similar to this one, where like the comp ran to the last day, and then all of a sudden there's only 3 prep days before the event starts. So, yeah, I mean, this event will have its own challenges too.
Yeah, but at least this one's a little closer to home for the rest of the crew. Bit more of you get to sleep in your own bed as well for this one. That's good.
Yeah, it's epic. I'm stoked. I just living down the road at Crumman, so it's just a 10-minute drive and get to see my little fella and my wife each night. It's pretty epic. I'm stoked.
Yeah, of course, makes it much easier. But I'm also keen to know whether you guys work on more so mindset stuff at events, or are you still trying to dial in like a little bit of technique, or do you even run through technique with him, or is it all mindset?
In the lead up days would probably be more focused around like, all right, like what parts of your surfing doing, like how can we maximize your surfing on this wave? Or it might not be so much like exact technique, but it might be like shortening up your bottom turns or finding the line from behind and up and into the bowl, or whatever it is specific to that location. And then, yeah, I mean, it is a fair bit of sort of mindset in a way, like dialing in what boards worked. They're probably the 3 main sort of key areas, and each of the guys sort of just blend between what's more important to them and at what time.
Yeah.
One key sort of change, like George loves riding like quite stiff FCS fins, and in Margs he actually like swapped back to just like a normal glass, like a performance glass Medina, so it was like flexier and was giving you a bit more spring.
Yeah. Interesting. And what are the conversations going to sound like moving into Snapper with a win? Like, obviously he's going to be on a high, but is it kind of trying to bring him back down to baseline, or kind of continue that high that he's on and keep the confidence up and try and keep the momentum going?
Yeah, like definitely going to be a balance of that. I mean, you can't shy away from having momentum and coming off a win. Like you got to fucking lap that up when you got it, and it'll definitely be a little correction of like, all right, what are your expectations, and just making sure you're not thinking it's going to land in your lap again this week. Like you got to start again and fucking and build it up, really.
Yep, of course. And I'm also very interested to know, when he's coming up against Italo and Medina and stuff,
Yeah.
what's his headspace there? Because I remember when I used to compete, and you'd have a heat and you're like, oh yeah, I think I've got this guy. And then you'd have other heats where you're like, oh God, like it's almost over before it started. But how does he go with that?
Yeah, it was a funny one. I feel like he really knew deep down he was ready to win an event, but obviously the draw he had, it was stacking up against him. But he's just seemed very clear all week, and like was obviously he had those few buzzer beaters that gave him a lot of confidence in his ability. But yeah, those two heats on Sunday were obviously about as hard as it gets, and the one with Italo was, we kind of knew he was going to catch waves to start, so it was sort of like, as long as you can be on better waves than him, you like that's going to be an easy advantage.
Mm.
Not easy because it was so slow, but and then it almost when like Italo got going, and then he sort of actually sat with Pryor for a long time, and he actually ended up giving George his 7 to turn the heat, which was pretty, like, normally Italo likes to ride a lot more waves, so that was a little surprising, but just one of them ones. Like George had so many of those moments through the event where things went his way when he needed a wave, and like he would not only get that chance, but he would fully execute and nail it. So yeah, I feel like the win was made up of so many little small moments through the week.
Interesting. Yeah. And with Medina, once you get to the final, is it kind of just have at it and go have fun, or is it like we've got a job to do?
Oh, 100%. It was like the job was still on, and something I was before the final, I was like, you don't need to go like through the gears. You don't need to go and do surfing you've never done. Like you can fucking beat this guy with good wave selection, put your waves together, and like surf a smart heat, and you'll win.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I obviously again it was George was like looking at him with starry eyes as they're walking down for the final, going like, holy shit. And but at the same time, it's like, mate, like you can do this. Go out there and beat him. Like don't give him an inch. If you give him a sniff of fear or a sniff that you're like worried about him, he's gonna like clean the floor with you. So he really took it to him, and like similar thing to Italo in a way. Medina kind of got going early, and then George got the best wave of that first exchange, and it sort of allowed him to, when that next priority rotation came and he dropped the 9, it kind of made the situation pretty hard.
Yeah. And what do you reckon? What was your thoughts when the priority did fall in George's favour? It was it's definitely debated on the internet, but I'm sure you were pretty stoked with it.
Is this the thumbnail that grab you're waiting for.
Yeah, I've just been writing it all
Yeah.
down, going, what can you give me for the thumb?
Nah, look, I mean, from my view, like Medina was fully committed to catching that wave, and I thought George was already in the in a in the second priority position, so I felt like it was the right call. If Medina had only paddled that wave, thinking that George wasn't at the back, and he just sort of had half a look, but he paddled for a good 5 meters or something and really made an effort. So I
Yeah,
feel
for
if it
sure.
went the other way, it would have been like even more probably sort of like head scratching. But yeah, I thought it was fair.
Yep, I think it was fair, and I'm glad it went that way as well.
Yeah.
Easy, boss. Well, I know you're probably knackered and still feeling the full effects of the Jetstar Red Eye flight, so I won't keep you any longer. And thanks heaps for a few little sound bites there.
Yeah, sweet as. Thanks, Saki, and see you next week, I'm sure.
I'll be seeing you there for sure.